Hey guys, this is Moon Magic Game Gurus number 55, and as always, I'm joined by the sketchy one, my partner in crime, my co-host.
You're calling me your hoe then?
I can't believe this. How many times I get this fucking thing wrong? Right. I was going to say co-host, and I said ho-host.
55th one, and you're calling me your hoe.
I can't believe that. I meant to say co, and I said
Finally, we got you to call me your co-host, and now I'm your hoe.
Oh shit! I'm sorry about that, but
anyway, partner in crime, the sketchy.
Partner in crime, the sketchy one. My partner in crime, my co-host, Tash.
Hello, everybody.
I almost forgot your name then as well. How is it?
Sketchy one. What is her bloody name again?
Hey, forgot it. Ain't like we talk a lot. Is it?
We never talk.
Never.
Last week. I'm forgetting who I am again.
So before we start, before I ask you how you are, we want to say something very important.
Yeah.
In case people don't know, John went on a cruise, and ever since he's not been too well. The details are up to him to give his time, Yeah. But he started off with something what seemed very short and simple, and he's ended up in hospital for a few weeks. His progress was improving, and it's kind of gone down again. So I just wanted to say that I hope John gets better. And if anybody wishes as well, you can say down below, and I'll pass it on to him. What about you, Tash?
No, you know what? John's a great guy, and he's been so supportive of us from the beginning and stuff. And it's really, really sad, to hear that he's in such a bad shape. So I really, really hope, keeping everything crossed, and he's on our thoughts, and hope that he gets better ASAP. We look forward to seeing him again, either in chats with you or in the comments or whatever. So take care, John. Get better soon.
I just want to say that I think I know what the real problem is. And my cousin had to message me right this moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know what the problem is. I think he's just sick of doing chats with you. That's what it is. You put him in a coma.
I'll tell you what I think really happened. I think he played the PS4. He
had one of those epileptic fits. You know the one they give you the 5-second warning about at the beginning when you turn it on.
I think he played the PS4, and I think because he was like 80 years old, I think it blew his mind, and I think he's been in a coma ever since.
I think he saw like GTA and just went, "What?
What the fuck?" But I think he thought, I'll be in a coma because that make more sense than being playing these games. But
we didn't want to play. He's all smack talking you with, "I'm gonna get you," this, that, and the other, and then it's like, oh shit, oh gee.
He realised
the controls were a little more complex.
He realised he made a big mistake, so he put himself in hospital to get away from you. You see?
Nah, seriously though. Hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, he'll be all right. I hope. I'll try and send a message every couple of days because, I'm not one of those people. If someone's in the hospital and I know they're not doing too good, I don't message them every day because I think that's a bit rude.
No, because if they can't get back to you, I mean, it's nice, like when I was ill, it was nice that I was getting the messages, but I felt bad that I couldn't respond.
Yeah, but that's different because you were ill, but you could still see.
Oh, no, I was still, but if he can't see him, it's relying on Trey to pass them on and stuff.
I mean, I think he can see him, but at the same time, because it's in a hospital bed, I'm a little bit like, maybe he needs his rest,
Yeah.
And, so it's very funny because I care and I worry about him and I want to know how he is, but at the same time, I don't want to push it when he's ill because I worry that I might make him worse.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting that rest. Do you know what I mean?
Should send him a get well card from the Movie Magic and Gaming Gurus crew.
Actually, that's a good idea. It's funny you mentioned that crew, actually. It's funny you say that. Because
the badass, don't mess with us, motherfuckers crew.
I was talking to Alex, right? Yesterday for a good few hours, and on Skype. And do you know what? He's got a room, a uni, and the room looks so small. I mean, it looks so small. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
He's got a little toilet where he sits and does that out in the hallway. Hello, everybody. Obviously not.
Morning.
Morning, paper. Actually, I've got a paper. Morning. There you go. But you know, next year he said he's getting a house with 4 or 5 other guys. And I went, ooh.
Yeah.
I went party time. I went. We know what's going to be going on in there.
Isn't he a room on his own then?
Yeah.
Because Jane was sharing the first year, and now she's got one on her own the second year. So
yeah, he's in a room on his own. Apparently it costs like £115 a week. I was like, really? And apparently if they do that house share thing, it's going to be about £85. But I was like, bloody hell, £115 to live in a uni in a small room.
Yeah. Is that with board, like feeding, or is he having to feed himself?
I think that's with utility bills, I think.
Right.
I don't think it's with food.
No,
you know?
But it's with his bill. Like, oh.
Yeah, but it was funny because we were talking. He was like, oh, I can't wait for you to move to England because we can do holding up the right way videos. And I was like, that would be incredible, you know, because he's got a 4K camera now. So it was like, yeah, you can see me in 4K.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
in
quite
all your
funny.
bald gloriness.
In all bald glory. So here we go again. Right. I'm not bald. I'm just very manly. All right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very manly.
Yeah.
Bald men are manly. I used to say they were the other way, but now because I'm going that way.
You're not bald.
I'm getting a.
You want to shave it like Vin Diesel, you know.
Could you imagine me bald? I'd look so
Pulse. You do love Pulse in Rainbow Six.
I must be a big Vin Diesel fan because I just said Pulse is Vin Diesel, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I can't imagine me bald. It looked really strange.
It looked weird, yeah.
Talk about baldness. My beard was supposed to come off last week. It's still here.
I was going to say, it's getting quite shaggy.
Yeah. I'm starting to hate it.
I'm having the same with my hair. It's getting really, really thick, and it's starting to really annoy me.
Yeah, because you cut your hair, didn't you? How many times do you cut your hair a year?
It normally gets done every 3 months, so.
So about 4 times.
Yeah, about 4 times a year. So it's not bad. It's just I know when it's starting to get like down the bottom, it's starting to get like really scruffy. So bless Donna, she does it. So but it could do with a cut, and it's not too bad. I can still deal with this, but it's when it starts to get really bad, and especially like I say, when I had it washed, when it dries off, it's so like just but yeah, no, so I know what you mean, like needing to get stuff cut and then it not happening.
Well, you know, I it's funny because I feel like I look better without the beard.
Yeah.
I think
you look a lot younger.
Yeah, and I think people like that. Donna says to me, you should shave your beard, but I don't like it. You look a lot younger, but you look a lot nicer. And I'm like,
do you like the beard or not?
I like it. I like it.
Is it just grown out of laziness, or do you actually like it?
Probably out of depression. I like it when it's in its early stage. I think I look good when it's, you know, like just growing and you just see that first bit.
Yeah.
You know, where it goes past the stubble part, where it's a proper beard. But I like
it's
yeah.
But it's tidy in that, yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that's going to stand there for an hour trimming it to get.
I was going to say, do you like shape it and everything?
No, I was going to say that's for pansies, but you know.
I don't get women who pluck their eyebrows and then paint them back on. It's like.
What's the point?
All that pain just to paint some back on. It's like, keep your own.
I get really angry. Okay.
Is that your cousin again?
I was just shutting it down because the thing. It annoys me. He knows when I start chats. Yeah, he always sends in a message during the chat. It's the one person and the only person that I can only talk to once a week. Where if I don't see him at that time, I won't see him for the rest of the week because we work practically full time.
Right, yeah.
So anyway, go back. I don't get that. I don't get why people. I don't get what a lot of women do or men. You know.
No. I can't stand goatees. I don't get those at all. I don't mind. I'm not as like some people beards suit and some people beards don't suit. But I just hate goatees. It's just like
I think goatees. Whenever I see goatee, I just want to go over it.
just want to either shave it off or go grow it out.
I just want to grab the fucking thing and go, come on, right, and pull them along, because I think goatees make you look stupid.
They're the worst ones are the goatees when then they have the stubble like there. It's like, are you going to shave? Oh.
I don't understand. I think to me, I like a normal beard. I tried having a moustache once, you know, cut everything off.
Oh, yeah, porno stash.
And have a moustache. And yeah. I just look like some French wannabe.
Really? Did it look bad?
I look like I should be like bonjour and going around, you know, like the old French gangsters in the movies.
You look like Rene off Hello Hello. I can imagine.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it's like. And I end up looking more stupid. Then I tried doing the Fu Manchu look, you know, the Charles Bronson in a way, and that didn't work because I look stupid like that. So I was like, I'll either have the beard or I won't have the beard, you know?
Right, yeah.
You know, but the longest I've ever grown a beard was 8 months.
Wow. Did it get quite...
It was like, yeah, right? And that's when Phil called me Fat Jesus in the street.
No way. Really?
Yeah. You know, but that was when I was going through major depression. You know,
yeah.
I mean, I'd lost so much at the time. But I was drinking and I was like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible time. But, yeah, I don't like my beard that too much because there's a point where I start going like this, going, you know, and I need to shave it, but I'll probably end up shaving it later.
Yeah. You'll be like, you know what? I talked about it. I guess I should do it.
Yeah, I'll be like, talked about, I saw, I found, I conquered it. You know, sometimes after I cut my beard off, I try and put it on my head to cover the bald patch. You know, like that don't work. That don't work. I'm gonna start. When people go on about my bald patch, I'm gonna call myself Tiger Head. So I think that makes more sense.
As long as you don't do the comb over, then it's fine.
Oh, I don't think I could. I think that's quite disgusting.
Oh, it's just creepy. It's just like, don't even. It's like, a watermelon can be hot. It's just like, but you make it worse when you do the comb over. It's like.
That makes me laugh because people think that makes it better, but in reality, it makes it look worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we get it. You're bald. There's no point trying to hide it.
I don't. You know, my granddad, my dad's dad. Yeah. He was bald here, but he had the big square neck.
Ah, right. Yeah.
You know, and he looked alright, but. Yeah, you know, I might end up in about 10 years. I might end up buying a toupee. Why not? I don't like the idea of being bald. I'll get one of those really bad looking ones so people can notice.
Yeah.
You know, and when I'm in restaurants,
completely different colour to the rest of your hair.
Yeah, when I go in restaurants, when I've got out, I'll just take it off with it on the hat and put it down.
Yeah, look, put it on the hat hook.
Imagine people's faces.
I've always said, you know, I grew up with a mum who always dyed her hair, and the second you noticed her roots, and especially when they were going grey, I remember once she was bending over looking at something in her purse or something, and I turned round and I was like really like face to face with her head kind of thing, and I was like, oh look, you got grey roots, and she never forgave me for that. Just because I'd never seen it before. But I don't get this whole, like, she was really sensitive about the notion of going grey, and I'm just like, the thing is I have no issue with the thought of going grey. The only reason why I dye my hair is very dark brown. It's very boring, if you know what I mean, and it just doesn't suit because I have a very pale complexion. So, and I had that for like 27, 28, 29 years or so. So it was just like when I finally figured out that I could actually dye it a different colour, it was like, I like this.
I think the red brings out your face more.
Yeah, exactly. It just suits my face because I have a very kind of pink face. It just goes with my face more. But if I let my hair grow out and if it went grey, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But you get some people that like live in denial of the notion of going grey. It's like, it's natural. Everybody does it. You know? It's
not. What annoys me with greyness isn't women, because women I can understand because women are very fussy about that stuff.
It's
but
very.
It's men.
It's this attractive thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Because when men go grey, it's good because it means you're becoming more distinguished.
Oh, makes them a bit more distinct. Yeah, hot.
Yeah, it makes exactly. Well, if I went completely grey tonight, you'd be like shaking in your shoes right there, going, "Well, look at him, he's getting hotter." Right? Look at him. Whoa! Well, you know, and everybody watching the show would be like, "Whoa!" And I'd be like, "Hello."
Yeah.
But, you know,
look at the mirror again.
but what I'm saying is, I don't get with men because to me, it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
I'd
You
rather
see these adverts for the dye your hair, you know, with the cover that grey. It's like, why? The guy in the first picture looks hotter than the other guy.
Exactly. You know, women have this obsession with going grey and how it makes them look old and how they don't look so
because
attractive.
women in Hollywood can't be old, can they?
No, you know, but then that's everywhere now. You look at everything, you look at things, you have to be a size 0, you can't be grey, you can't have any wrinkles, you got wrinkles, you're disgusting. Wrinkles are part of life. Right, all this stuff is normal stuff.
Did you see that a big thing was made over Spectre, the James Bond film, where the woman who played Bond's love interest in it is slightly older than Daniel Craig. So, and literally only by like 6 years. So we're talking like the difference between me and you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it's an older woman, this, that, and the other. You know, what's the Bond like? And Daniel Craig was like, that's absolutely disgusting. You know, she's a really hot lady. You know, this, that, and the other. Why do people make this big deal that because they see a number and they see that she's over, say, 30 or whatever, and there is that thing with Patricia Arquette and who's that, Amy Schumer or whatever her name is. And they did that video where they were joking that once you hit 40, you're no longer sexy.
It's funny you say that because when I met Donna, she said after she went over 40, men won't look at her the same way. You know, and me personally, I think women get better when they go over 40. I think that's when they're starting to, you know, develop the awareness and the intelligence of someone who's more of life. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think people in their 30s, 20s and that are stupid, by any means.
No, but you don't want some ignorant bimbo that's like 20 odd.
I look at somebody who's 20, right, let's say 20s, right?
Yeah.
The average person who's 20s is a complete and utter twat, right?
Yeah.
And I know it sounds horrible, I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying the average, right?
Yeah.
Because what happens is they're still stuck in their teens now, right?
Yeah.
And they're still going around partying, drinking constantly and doing shit. And you're like, grow up, get a life, come on, right? You know, my cousin, she's in her 30s. She's about 37, right? 37, 38. Right? She still goes up with all her friends and goes drinking all the time.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, don't worry, that's up to her. But in my view, you know, you start thinking about the more important things.
Well, I mean, you said this because it was your birthday last week, and unfortunately we missed it because we missed celebrating it on the chat because of my little accident, which we'll have to discuss in a minute. But
can I say about this accident? In case people don't know, it involves a sex toy. It involves a picture of me. And it involves
it's the right time for James to walk in.
And it involves a mirror which has my face on it, right? And no, that is not the. Trust me, that was not the accident.
No.
If anybody believes that's the accident, that will get me in a lot of trouble, right? So please don't believe that was. That'd be hysterical if we all did.
Let's just say I saw the new year in with a bit of a bang.
You got electrocuted from it, didn't you? It was a plug-in.
Yeah, that's what it is. What were we talking about again?
We were talking about my birthday, but we missed it in the chat.
Yeah. Why did I mention your birthday? What were we talking about? Oh, age. And you were saying that you're nearing 30 and you were like, you know, you assess things a lot more differently, you know, as you get older. And, you know, like we talked about stuff that when you see how long ago it was, you're like, friggin' hell. It's like, I just saw something on the news the other day. It had been 20 years since the Spice Girls first hit #1. And I was just like, okay, that really makes me feel old.
that means I was 8 when they hit #1.
Yeah.
Or 7, depending on exactly what time it was.
How weird is that when you think you can remember it?
I still remember all their songs. I can sing them off by heart.
I love the Spice Girls, their earlier stuff. But and that's the thing. It's just, you know, I was always mature as somebody who liked older music and was more interested in a lot of different things. I was always mature, but I mean, I wasn't one of these people that drank and, you know, partied and all that stuff. But when I think now, what I know now and what I've experienced and stuff, when I think back on myself in, like, even when I think back to being at college and stuff, you know, at 21, I'm like, wow, I was really naive. And that sounds really weird when I think of it, because I'd been through so much. And I don't really think of that time that long ago. But then I'm like, shit, that's 14 years ago or something. And it's like, friggin' hell, you know. And I'm like, I am so different to how I was then. Although at the core, I'm the same person. Just what I've been through since, I look back on myself and I'm just like, wow, I was so naive then.
Well,
and it's amazing how it affects you.
It's funny because before we mention what James said, because I think he's quoting Bruce Forsyth. But anyway, I think you're right, because, you know, I think about myself when I was 16.
Yeah.
Because all the big things happened when I was 16. You know, and I think myself, wow, so stupid.
Yeah.
I was so naive, and I think myself, if only I know it. But the problem is, we don't know, and that's the amazing thing of life. You don't know until after, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what creates regrets, you know, and problems like that. And I think about the stuff I did, and I'm like, I should have done this, I should have done that. Why didn't I? Oh, I thought I said hello. I said hello, Donna and Stacey. I was like, who the fuck's Stacey? But hello, Donna and Stacey.
Hi, Donna and Stacey.
And it just amazes me, because I sit there and I'm like, wow, all this stuff, it's completely different, you know.
Yeah.
Like, would you, like 10 years ago, would I thought I've ever lived in America? No, I wouldn't have done.
No.
Would I have said that it helped me or made me worse? I said a bit of both, you know. Would I say that going to a different country has made me see things a lot different? Yeah, I have, you know. But of all the people, I always thought I was going to stay in Barking.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was going to be a boring person who lived in Barking, who lived on their own and just sat in their bedroom with their feet up, like, you know, like girls do at summer parties, and cry my hands for the rest of my life. But no, that didn't happen. You know, it's just weird how things happen.
Yeah, it is.
Nice to see you. Nice. Welcome back, Malcolm, Tash. How are you both?
Doing better. Thanks, James.
I'm doing good, thanks.
Shall we say what happened to me?
Okay. I just need to say what happened first, because I know that if I say it, it's going to be the God's honest
even
truth.
better. Yeah, because if I say it's going to sound really boring.
So this is exactly what happened.
This is why there was no chat last week to welcome in the new year. And Happy New Year, by the way, everybody.
Me and Tash had been gaming. Tash got off from gaming, and she was so excited. She started dancing around like, woo, yeah, I've been around that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and accidentally slipped and ended up in a coma for 2 months, and we've now got a hologram of her here for the minute.
Yeah, this is. I'm really like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know?
This is like a brain scan where they've scanned the character the person's here. But go on, you can say.
Okay, no, you know what? The funniest thing is that's not actually that far from the truth. So I get off from gaming with Malcolm at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, New Year's Eve, and I went in the kitchen, turned out the lights and everything. And I was walking out the kitchen, and my foot slipped on the floor, and I hit my back of my head on the kitchen door frame. So that hurt, thrumming headache and stuff. I thought that was just going to be a lump, blah, blah, blah. Nothing really too bad. Except then, New Year's morning, at normal time, kind of 10 o'clock in the morning, I get up, pop to the bathroom, and as I'm bending over, my loving dog decided to walk, as he is prone to do, walked into the room and lifted his head up and essentially headbutted me full force with the top of his cranium. So I had a bump here and I've got a dent there and a bump there, and I suffered with a concussion.
I got to be honest. I've got to be honest. Whenever you talk about mold, I always think about how he headbutted you and you were like passed out on the toilet like. I
just got this. Well, the funniest thing is because I was sick and really lightheaded and that over the weekend. Donna was like, if you do not get, because unfortunately it was New Year's Day, so I couldn't do anything. It's not like the doctors are open and stuff. And Donna's like, well, if you're not feeling better, then you need to go to the doctors. And I was like, and I went to bed because it made me really drowsy in that. And of course, the weekend I left it. And then Monday, bless Donna, she is the best. No, Monday. Sorry, not Monday. She turned up and she was like, are you any better? And I'm like, she was like, we should go to the hospital. And I'm like, no, I really did not feel up to it because I felt really sick. When you're ill and people are trying to get you to move and you're like, I can't.
I know what you mean. When you're like, if I move, I'm going to just get worse. And
yeah, exactly. I just wanted to stay in bed and not move. I was like, it's going to go away in its own time. We're going to stay in bed. Donna turns up Tuesday. She's like, we're going to the hospital. I was no better. Went to the hospital. Well, I phoned the doctors on Monday, and they were like, you should go to the hospital. Don't come here. We'll just send you to the hospital for tests. To go direct to the hospital. So Donna took me to the hospital on Tuesday. We were sat there they told us it would be a 60-minute wait time. 2 hours we were sat there waiting. Barely anybody else in the waiting room. You know what bloody UK A&Es are like.
That's like shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what they said? You should have gone to the doctors. So then they phone up Winchester Hospital, which is like 15 miles away or whatever it is, and say, can you go see the doctor there? So bless Donna, she then drove me all the way to Winchester. She popped off at my house to get my medication so we could prove what it was. Except because I was really zoning out on that, I had a moment where I realised she was gone and I could not remember why she disappeared. And I started freaking out in the car, except crying made my head hurt more.
Shit.
So basically we went and, they did a CT scan on my head. They found a brain. Would you believe that?
Can't believe it. For the first time, we actually know you have a brain.
As me and Donna joked, what it really is the one brain cell in there was bouncing off the walls of my skull, and that was what was causing the problem.
That's about right.
Yeah, exactly. So nothing serious. So they just said concussion. So for the rest of the week, I was in bed most of the time because whenever I got up, I was just, and I'm still lightheaded now. But when I was trying to talk with you and stuff, I was just really like zoning out and really struggling with words and stuff. And it was awful because bless Donna, she'd come round and be all helpful and stuff. And I'd just be like, the fog has cleared, thankfully, but I'm still a little lightheaded. Like if I move too much, I'm really like suddenly off balance. Well, and I've still got a pounding headache. Otherwise,
it's like I said, isn't it? It's times like when when your friends are there to help you,
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think a real friend, when they say they make you go. And I said, we've got to go now.
Yeah.
Because if she hadn't took you and you'd have died or something, imagine the amount of guilt that would have been there, and the amount of thing for just not having done that, and I know myself, whenever somebody I know has an accident of any kind, especially if it's like bad, I'm like, I'll go to the hospital because you never know. You could have hit yourself in the wrong part of the head and then died.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, because I can't take myself and stuff. I mean, you know, like, I mean, because you rely on, obviously, your Donna to drive you places and stuff.
I told her, I said to her, when we move to England, I'll be able to lift her up my shoulder and carry her places.
Just carry her places, yeah, exactly.
Because I'll be able to just walk down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
I've already been practicing by going over and throwing them on the bed, so I can do it.
Yeah. But I felt so bad because, like I say, I was in bed all last Monday and my alarm went off for me to be up and about for the chat. And I was just like, I really can't do this. And that was why then I felt so bad for letting you down at such short notice. But
that's all right.
But you were worried about me. Donna was worried about me. It's nice when you feel loved by people. Then you get other people that somehow make you feel like you're just being annoying. Did you see how few replies I actually got to my post? Because we were at the hospital. We were out from the time we left here to getting back home. We were out for about 7 hours. It was really, you know.
That's crazy.
And I put it on Facebook, and I got all of about 5 replies. It's like, wow.
And were they all good ones, or were they standard ones as well?
They were all pretty much thinking of you. You know, it was like you and Donna were like the only real people that actually put some decent, you know.
Yeah, I think mine wasn't mine. I told you it was concussion.
Yeah, you did.
And the other boy sitting there going, it doesn't matter. Why is he so excited?
I don't remember.
I'm so excited it was a concussion, but I diagnosed it, and that's not the most important part of it, is it?
I knew it was concussion. That's the thing. On Friday, I was just like, I'm probably just concussed. But because I got so bad and it was going on for so long, it was just like, yeah, it's probably better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, you got to be careful.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how you welcome in. You know what? The best bit is I said to the hospital when at the hospital, they're like, "Oh, how are you?" And I'm like, I can't remember what's going on. I said, and I can't even blame alcohol. It's just like, you know, like most people, New Year's Day, they're like, they have their accidents because they're pissed off their heads. Me, I had an accident because my dog head-butted me. It's just like, what happened to you today? My dog nutted me.
Your duck nutted you, did it?
I know, right? Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I have a pet duck.
Oh dear. When you think a swan's wing can break your arm, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
They can break your neck as well. Oh. Scary.
So what did you do for your birthday? What did you do in the week that I was passed out?
I'd like to say I did a lot. I'd love to say I did a lot. But
You did a lot of wrestling watching.
I did. I've done a lot of wrestling watching, and that's about it, really. I started watching Hell's Kitchen again.
Yeah.
Yes,
your favourite show, because you haven't talked about that for quite a while. So
on my birthday, I didn't really do anything because we couldn't, because Donna was still grieving. I was there, so I just ended up sitting there. I ended up just staying indoors watching stuff, and that was it.
Yeah.
I had a couple of birthday wishes from people. I had 21 birthday wishes on Facebook.
Oh, wow. That's because everybody gets told.
And the nice thing about it, to be fair, the nice thing about it was a big majority of that were people I actually have known over the years.
Oh, good, yeah.
Just random people, you know.
But didn't you say you've had somebody recently add you or something that you knew years ago?
It's so weird. I knew a guy 10 years ago what I did in 2015, right?
Yeah.
I went to school with, right? And he lives in Barking still, right?
Oh, really?
We'll be able to catch up. No place he wants to go and get a drink, which, right?
Yeah.
I can deal with that. I guess, you know. And then someone I knew from 4 years ago added me on PSN.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did say, yeah.
So it was shocking. All these people came out of the woodwork and added
It's
me.
weird
again.
when people do that, yeah.
And the first thing that pops in my mind is this: I haven't got the time.
No, right?
You know what I mean? I haven't got the time for these people because the majority of the people, like, I used to talk to Ben all the time. We used to talk every day practically when I lived on mine. All right?
Yeah.
I used to Skype him and he used to talk to me when he was at work. Because he worked for an internet company, but his dad run.
All right, yeah.
Right? And I used to hear about his love life, his sex life, all this stuff, you know.
All the gory details.
All the guy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And when he found out I was getting with Donna, he put me on block, stopped talking to me.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So there's a little bit of me there, like, why is he adding me now?
Yeah.
You know, because
Makes you suspicious because it's like, do they know you're still with her and that?
yeah, is he because he saw Donna, because I Skyped him once with Donna, and he went
Right.
and turned the thing off.
Oh, really?
So I'm a little bit cautious about that. My friend who's in England, who I knew 10 years ago, his life's completely changed. He's a chef and everything.
Yeah.
He's got a kid and everything.
Oh,
Amazing.
wow.
But yeah, he said when I'm back, he wants to go and get a beer.
It's weird though when you get these messages from people. I mean, like I say, I got a message from a cousin I don't even know, like that I've never had anything to do with. So it's really weird when you get that stuff come through.
That is crazy, you know.
I like it as well when they're just like, "This is your cousin." It's like, okay, because it went in my spam folder, and it's just like.
And that's probably where it should start.
It wasn't nice anyway because it was going on about my family, but It was just weird when it just comes out of the blue. I don't like that.
I don't like that either. My cousin Sean, who's on my Facebook, never talks to me.
Really?
We used to be very close when I was a kid, when we used to go to my grandma's. Now doesn't talk to me at all. Not because he doesn't want to, he just can't bother to talk to me, so I just can't bother sending messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is annoying because we used to be quite close, and I would have liked that, but oh well, you know, you can only talk to a certain amount of people in your life before it gets too grounded.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, apparently your birthday present is headed to you. Like, from, we had that last time, didn't we, from North Carolina? Sorry.
Well, is it there to, is it out for delivery?
No, not yet. It's not come up with that. It's not even come up with an estimated date of delivery. Sorry, it was just something I realised I hadn't checked up. It's your item departed our facility in Greenboro, North Carolina on the 5th of January.
I don't know.
The item is currently in transit to the destination.
They'll probably get here at the end of the week then.
So that was like a week ago, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did it say the 5th?
Yes.
Well, it's the 11th today.
That's what I'm saying.
It might be lost.
It's an awful long time to, like...
We're talking about 6 days there.
Yeah.
It might have been lost.
I'll have to keep an eye on that, because... Sorry, I was just thinking about it, because I was like... Because I haven't been at the computer because of my head... because we mentioned about your birthday, I was like, I should check that while I'm thinking of it. Otherwise, I'll probably forget again after the chat. So.
Well.
But you got a card from me, so.
Yeah, I did. I'll mention that actually. So I came home. We came home from Romano's, and
sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject from you saying about your cousin and that.
That's right. It wasn't that important anyway. I was just kind of saying what you were saying. You know.
Yeah.
Even though I was close to him, I don't really talk to him anymore.
You don't really, yeah.
We're strangers. But the weirdest part is he had a girl, and the girl looks identical to me as when I was a baby.
Yeah, that's not remotely weird.
I mean, literally looks just like me. Looks like it could be my child.
Wow. That's, yeah.
What he doesn't realise is I went up there. All right. She said to me, his partner said to me, look, he's not man enough. All right. Can you help him? I said, sure. And look what was happened.
They do say that you look for your mate, who's somebody who's close looking to you. So.
I guess Donna looks just like me then. I always thought I looked. Actually, you know what? I always thought I looked like a woman. I was like, well, I was told for a year I looked like a fucking woman. So I must have. And,
you know what? It's funny though. I heard that once. And then I saw this couple, and I was like, my God, they couldn't look any more alike if they tried. It was like they look like brother and sister. And it's like, no, they're not related. They're actually married. It's like, wait, what?
I think it's creepy when people like to dress up the same.
Oh, yeah. That is creepy.
It's different in places like Comic-Con and stuff, because obviously that's the reason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But when people dress up as each other all the time, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Happy 2016 to you too, James.
Yeah, happy 2016, James.
And happy 2017 as well, when it comes by.
Yeah, when it comes.
And happy 2018. Let's do. We could go about this all day. Happy 2019. Happy 2020.
So you came back from pizza or whatever it was.
We came back from pizza, which was to die for, and I was like, oh yeah, you know when you have that pizza, or you have that food that you put in your mouth, you're just like,
that just really is orgasm in your mouth kind of thing.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, you know. And we came home. I looked in the mailbox and I went, shit. What's this? I looked on the back. I went, shit, that's Tash. Right, coming out the back of the envelope. Right. So I open it up. I'm like, oh, right. And it's got inside it AABB up, whatever it was, you know, the thing. And that.
Yeah, and it was like, what was it? The secret code to the best birthday or something?
Yeah, that was
up, down, AB. Yeah.
And then it said in the card, this won't get you sadly because of the bank holidays, but but please realise you'll still be thought of, you know, of the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh look. So I showed Donna and I said, this is really nice. I said, because I only got two birthday cards.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It's amazing when you get older, people bother with you less.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to get like 20 birthday cards and be like, oh, yeah. So, right. And hey, it would be one for you. So thank you for thinking of me.
It was just, I saw it. It was so funny because it was this gaming card. And that's the thing. I was just like, that's Malcolm. I've got to get that card. And it was so funny because I actually bought it a couple months before your birthday. That's the funniest thing. Because I was there I was looking through the cards for some other reason. And I saw that card and I was just like, that's Malcolm. I got to get that now. It's just, and you know what? I have not seen that card, anything like that since.
That's crazy.
So I'm glad I got it when I did. Otherwise, I would have missed out. But yeah, to get a gaming card like that was excellent. I was just like,
I really liked it. It's still on the side upstairs, you know, standing up.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was thinking about how great that card was, you know.
Yeah.
And the one thing I look forward to when I'm actually in England is being able to go to a place where I can buy cards.
Yeah.
Because being over there, I don't get to go to places unless I go with Donna.
Yeah, no.
So, and most places we go to don't have cards. She goes and buys the cards on her own. I like picking cards myself.
Yeah, I like to find cards where the actual message actually conveys what you're trying to say to that. Like, exactly. It's like, it seems more personal. It's funny when I buy ones for like my family, and I'm like, they're all these really lovey-dovey ones, and I'm like, yeah, that's a bit over the top. Let's not do that. You know, like for sister or something. You're the best to me. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, no, let's not get that one.
It's funny because with my dad and that, I used to buy cards, so I just thought, like, oh, okay, that one looks the best. I'll buy it for him. Because I don't like getting people cards.
You just look at the front, don't you? And then that's it.
I'm just like, let's see if there's good message in there. Okay, give it to them. Because, you know, you can't always, with certain people, it's like, yeah, none of this is going to actually mean anything. You know, I'm just doing it.
Some people don't even read the verse, do they? That's what annoys me. I spend so much time reading all the verses, and then you give it to somebody, and they don't even actually pay attention to what it says. It's
I always read. I read everything inside, and you know whatever.
Yeah. I'm saying some people you get them for.
Well, I love the pill, but when you go on my card, they go like this with it to see if there's anything in it.
Oh yeah.
I remember once giving somebody a card. I can't remember what it was, and what I did was I put in a picture of me. Right, because I thought they're going to think that's a gift card, right?
Yeah.
So they go like this.
Oh.
That's right. It's my friend Alan, right?
Yeah.
So, and I went, and he went, you got me something, didn't I? I went, oh, I sure did. He opened it up, and it was a picture of me going. And he gave me the most dirtiest look. It was so funny.
You should have taken a picture of you holding a voucher.
That would have been great, wouldn't it? This is the voucher. I should have took different pictures. Me holding the voucher, me in the store.
Yeah,
me
holding something. Yeah.
Me holding the voucher at the counter with the stuff, and then out with the bag. But I'll get annoyed with people like that, you know. But I shake the cards and stuff. I think that's so.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember giving him a card, and the first thing he did was he looked to see if there was anything in it. 1 year before I did that. And then he was just upset with it and didn't bother with it that much. And I'm like, it's not the thing that's in the card, it's the card.
It's the card.
You
I
know?
always say to people, I don't care if you can't buy me something. If you get me a card, that means a lot, kind of thing. Just the thought.
Well, Donna has given me over 63 cards since we met. When I
Wow.
lived in England, she'd send me a card every 3 days
Oh, really?
from America. Yeah, and do you know, to this day, I own every single one of those cards.
Awesome.
Never ever got rid of them. Even the basic ones she sent. Got every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because they mean something. They're important.
Yeah.
They show the relationships you have with people. They show the amazing things that people love us and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I used to keep the letters from a pen pal I had,
I had a pen pal once.
Yeah.
It was a girl from the church I went to.
Oh, yeah.
We were young kids. I talk about I'd say about 10.
Yeah.
Right? So we used to pen pal each other. My mum used to help, obviously, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's so basic. And one day she stopped sending me back. And I cried. I cried for months over that. I was like, oh, she don't like me no more. So my mum used to pretend to send me cards from her.
No.
Pen pal things, yeah. And it was funny because I put things in there. Like my mum was really horrible to me the other day. And my mum obviously read them. And because she'd always be like this on those days. I'd be really grumpy. And I was like, But yeah, as far as I know, she stopped sending me letters.
Oh, awesome.
It's funny because it's funny the weird things. Because I was thinking, it's funny how much stuff happens,
Oh, yeah. But you've kept the letters from Donna, you're saying?
Yeah, I've kept every card anyone's ever sent me.
Yeah, because it means a lot, yeah.
I have cards from 12 years ago.
I like to keep cards, especially like Christmas time. The last couple of years I've not really done it so much, but I tend to like label what year it's from and stuff like that, just so I have the memory of like how many cards. And I mean, I didn't get many this year at all. Last year I had like 2 lines of the things, and this year I had about 5 cards. When
I spend a lot of time online, I used to get love letters from women all the time. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, seriously, I'm not bragging. I just get these love letters.
He's not bragging. He says, "Looking in the
mirror." With pictures of them in. All right.
Yeah.
And it'd say things like, "Oh, I can't wait till we can get together and we can grow our relationship even more." All right? I used to go. I remember saying to my mum once, I was going, "What do you think that means?" And she goes, "I think you know exactly what that means. This person's a nut job, obviously." I went, "Oh." Right. It's been so weird because these people, were always really strange people.
Yeah.
They didn't really know me, but they had this view of me.
They had that view, yeah.
Mostly Americans,
Yeah.
And, distortion.
It's kind of like what we said with, like, say, with the chat. People see you online and immediately think they know you, and it's like there's a lot more than. There's a lot deeper than just the surface,
There is. I mean, looking in the mirror again.
I know, right?
It's like, because if I look directly straight, I'm looking at that mirror anyway. If I move around it, there we go.
When we talk worldwide gaming, we don't talk about each other at all. We talk about the most shallowest of stuff, don't we?
We don't. We talk about crazy stuff. And some of the stuff we talk about is incredible.
I know, right?
Never to be repeated. But,
no, yeah. But here's the one.
I remember there's times when we'll be sitting there, one of us will bring it up, and you can turn your eyes to like, right, so where are we going to go with this?
Yeah, how did we get here? How do we back away from it?
Yeah, it's so incredible, I tell you.
But you get that with some people. It's like I heard something from somebody who used to be a friend, and I found out something that and I was just like, like about their lifestyle, new development and stuff, and I was like, okay, that makes you happy. That's fine. I should be happy for you, but that actually makes me feel really, really weird, and really uncomfortable. And they carry on talking about it, and you're just sat there going, how do I back out of this conversation?
Well, it's like me, you know. One thing I find about us when we game is we talk about so much stuff, you
Yeah.
know. But we also concentrate on the game as well, which is a really nice amount of. It's
We have that
50-50.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the great thing is
like
when
you
we,
said about like with John and that wanting to play with us, it's like, but we talk about so many different, you know, it's.
yeah, it's so many different things. And I think to a degree, it's hard for other people to understand what we talk about because we have a very can get into some very deep things on what we talk about.
Yeah.
You know. And I think that's one of the good things about our gaming sessions as well, which people don't see obviously when we do the videos.
Yeah.
Is
No.
we have these great intellectual and very deep conversations about different topics.
Yeah, such very diverse topics.
Yeah.
I mean, that was something when we did the stream of, say, Zombie Army Trilogy, and immediately it was like, you know, we said, like, from this time, we'll, you know, before this time, we'll talk about our normal stuff, and then, you know, it's got to be business. And that was so weird to, like, because I'm so used to that time, that
Yeah.
8-hour period or whatever of us gaming. Like, we bounce around. Like, 1 minute we'll be talking about this thing, then we'll be talking about this thing, and then, like, we move on to such very different things. And for that time that we were streaming, it was like, right, cannot talk about anything outside this box.
Yeah.
And this suddenly became very, very, like, I mean, we laughed anyway, like we do in this chat, obviously.
Yeah, but it's very difficult.
But it did feel really weird. Like, I felt like our rhythm was off in a different, you know, like, kind of thing.
Well, I think it's funny because...
Especially when you're concentrating on the gaming, because, like, we do, you know.
I think the problem is, when you have to talk about something for talking about it when you're doing a stream, it's harder.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking normally, it's great, but you can't talk normally, because if you talk normally, then you talk about stuff that isn't appropriate for the stream.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be gaming, and sometimes we'll have quiet moments. But when you're streaming, obviously people expect to tune in and hear you commenting on stuff. So it's like, shit, you got to keep, you know.
Well, a good example is I watched one of Ashley's streams the other day, which was about an hour and a half long, and I had it on while I was doing stuff, cleaning up a bit. And Ashley talks in it, but he talks in it every, like, 20 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Like, he'll be concentrating,
like
or he'll be talking, or he pauses and talks to his mum and says how shit the game is.
Yeah.
Which is hysterical. I tell you, it was one of the funniest. I had to download that video just to get that bit. Right? And, but what I'm saying is, it's so hard for people, but I don't like the idea of going PewDiePie style, where you're just being completely over the top stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
See, this is why I haven't done a stream myself. Like, I don't mind doing it with you, but I think if I was streaming on my own, I just wouldn't, because I would be concentrating on the game, or I'd be swearing at it, or, you know, whatever, or going, ow. And, you know, I wouldn't be able to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
But like you say, I mean, you saw Alex's video of PT. I couldn't do that over the top, like, or what, you know, like if I was playing Bloodborne or something, you know, because I got given that for Christmas. If I was sat there like doing all the fighting and that, I couldn't do all the over the top.
We can play Bloodborne together because you can invite me in.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I can only be in for a certain period at a time, apparently, but you can invite me in. I can help you with boss fights and stuff.
Oh, cool. I was eyeing up Black Ops today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was in Tesco's.
Was it a good price?
It was, but I've got a £10 voucher, so I was like,
That'll be a game, but we'll definitely play.
Yeah.
You know?
But I didn't know, because obviously, you know, playing Star Wars or that, I didn't know when you were looking to play it, so...
As soon as you want. As soon as you want.
Oh, okay. Oh, I might give it then.
Yeah, as soon as you want, we can play it. Especially...
I didn't want to get it, and then you were like, oh, no, well, we're playing this first, and then I've wasted time buying it, you know.
Get it, we'll play it.
Yeah. Cool. You know? But, yeah, no, so much of, like you say, is just talking about different subjects. And I think that's, especially, like, that's why I got that card, because some of my happiest, obviously, is when we're doing the gaming and chatting and stuff like that, so...
Well, the thing with you and me is we click really well when we have conversations. You know.
Yeah.
And I think the best part as well, I think our friendship is so good that we feel very comfortable talking about almost anything.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and I think that's very rare with people nowadays. So I think that's a great thing. You know,
Yeah,
and when you do, like you said, with the streaming, it's very hard to do that because there are moments when you want to say something and you just can't, and you have to hold back, which makes it a little bit more harder for you. You know,
yeah.
like I don't like the idea of streaming, but you have to constantly not be able to talk about certain things because people can hear everything.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
I mean, how many times, like, say, with even with this chat, if something comes up, you immediately take that tangent onto that subject.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a stream and there's something in the game or something's happened or whatever, it makes you think of something else. You want to talk about that, but you can't because you're streaming and you don't want to talk about personal stuff
Well, one of the things I think it's like when we did the GTA videos, which I'm starting to edit again.
Oh, yeah.
There was so much that we had to cut up because of having conversations.
Yeah.
You know, but there's those times where you were saying to me, well, maybe we shouldn't talk on these bits, but it's so hard not to because it makes the whole session really, really dull.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're like, how can I? What's the point if I can't have this conversation? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you have to cut it down, and you're like just getting a little bit. Because then you would have that moment where you have that absolutely sparkling moment of excellent commentary on something that's happened in the game that's been really silly, and you're like, we got to keep that. But then you've got that tight, like either side of us talking about something else where you've got to cut it out and only have that one little block.
No, for instance, it's like if I was going, oh, my cousin's been so annoyed. Oh, look what just happened.
Yeah, I know.
It's like that. It's just like, oh,
But there was something you were saying. While we were gaming, there was something you mentioned.
Oh, it was multiplayer games. I was saying about how I don't like that you have to wait in the room. A good example was last night. Star Wars. When I was saying about was in order to get a game.
No, we should tell this to people. Malcolm cheated on me, Mister. I can't imagine gaming with anybody else.
What's worse is it was with Donna.
I know, exactly. With my BFF, seriously.
I can't believe it. I was like, shit. She came on to me, and I fell for it. I feel so guilty. I really do.
Honestly. You'd only played with me 2 days earlier, and you just could not. That sounds.
What can I say? What can I say? Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's just quite good there. No, but that's a good example. Like for instance, you had to wait for like 8 people on each team in order for the game to start, right?
Yeah.
And I don't like that because what that means is that game, when it's dead, is dead. Because if you've got, let's say you've got Star Wars, I've got Star Wars, and a couple of other people got Star Wars, but it was years ago, and we've got it now, and most people are not in it. You're not going to be able to get a game, are you?
No, exactly. Essentially, your game becomes defunct.
So
we've had it when we've tried to play Army of Two and stuff. It's a different situation, but the servers go down,
Exactly. My view is that it should be 1-1, but it should make you wait a few minutes before that, because otherwise games like Rainbow Six and that, when there's no one already on there, they're unplayable.
Yeah.
And I don't like that for online games because it just means the game has a very limited time on the shelf. If you went in a shop and bought that in 4 years for like, let's say, 15 quid.
Yeah, you pick it up at game for second hand.
You've wasted the money because you're not going to be able to play it.
No. I think that's the thing. I was going through, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The games of the year and stuff like that. And there were so many games released last year, that were multiplayer centric. I mean, we've talked about Battlefront, Rainbow Six especially. I mean, look how much trouble we're having when we're waiting for 5 people. That's all it takes for a team, and yet, like 5 versus 5. And we have so much trouble sometimes. We're sat there in that lobby for ages sometimes. And this is about a game that's only been out for 2 months. And it's insane to think the amount of games that were primary, we've talked about couch co-op being non-existent now. And And there are so few games that have that single player focus and stuff. It's so multiplayer driven now that I worry that a decent game that you can, like all our PS3, PS2 games that we can keep for years and years and go back to,
are going to disappear.
We're now getting these games where it's just throw it away and then that's it.
I think games like Mag started that on the PlayStation though.
Yeah.
It was a success, wasn't it?
What? Yeah.
And I just get annoyed because my view is that if you're going to do it where it's online, make sure you can have the bare minimum people in it as well.
Yeah.
I
don't mind multiplayer as an extra feature, but to not have, say, with Battlefront and that, where they don't have a single player campaign at all. I mean, you have the little bits, like you have the situations on Rainbow Six. I got through a couple more of those. I don't know if you noticed. But to have no single player campaign, except for they're essentially the side bit to the multiplayer, I think is.
You should have heard me the other night trying to get that barbed wire kill.
No luck.
A guy went through the window, and just as I was about to shoot him, as he was in the barbed wire, fuse fucking blew me up.
No!
Right? I was like, ugh. And I was getting so angry with it because I was like, come on, really?
Did you do the ranked one with talking to people then?
No, I didn't. I did it normally.
Oh, you just did it. You know what? That's probably the only one I would have actually gotten if I'd tried, but...
Oh, I see. Rub it in.
No. I just mean, that one I had more of a chance of getting, but I'm gutted that you weren't able to get the barbed wire one, because that's one that was really pissing me off.
I'm gonna give it a couple more goes. Try and do it. I tried. What do you call it? I thought I got really. Did you know? You know how you said. You know how your save data won't transfer over.
Yeah.
My save data. You know what that tells me? That tells me that my save data won't to England.
Really?
Yeah. It means even though it's on the same, account, it won't, because they're different systems. The systems are differently made. So I've either got a choice: either keep one of my PlayStations and take it with me, or start every game from the beginning again.
That sucks.
It does. It sucks.
That's bizarre. It is really weird that you've been able to play as me, but when I tried playing as you, it was like, this is not the right PlayStation. It's like, okay.
Yeah, in case people don't know, I had a sex change and I became Tash the other day.
Oh, this was the best bit, is that what I do is sometimes, if I just want to game in, just quiet, shut off everything, I turn the network offline. And I've been playing Fallout. You know what? I looked up on my save file how much time I'd spent on that game so far, and I can tell you actually. But so I was playing Fallout, and I got a couple trophies. I was like, oh, I'll pop online to sync up my trophies. So I click on network, and it come up, and it logged on, and I was syncing the trophy. 2 seconds later, comes up going, Tash is already signed in, so you have been logged out. I'm like, oh, okay then. I was like, Malcolm's doing Rainbow Six for me.
Because that's what it is. Because that's what Donna does to me. When we're gaming, she'll keep kicking me off, right? And I'm like, fuck, right, and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna try and give it a couple more goes. I'm not sure if I will today, but I probably will tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, apparently I've spent about 110 hours playing Fallout.
Fucking hell. How much of that was dying though?
I don't die much. I've got to the point now, I'm so pissed off with the Minutemen, because all it ever is, oh, this place is being run over. Go protect them. Speak to Preston. The second you go speak to Preston, oh, I've heard of another settlement that's in trouble. Yeah. Oh my God, Preston, will you shut up?
Yeah, it's. I think it's one of those unlimited kind of things, because I remember doing some of them. And when you go and talk to the people, they're almost the exact same voice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it keeps coming up. Oh, Finch Farm has been overrun. I'm like, I swear to God, if Finch Farm gets overrun again, I will just shoot them dead myself.
I'm gonna have to. I need to play that. I probably will. I'm just pissed it wasn't co-op because it should have been.
I am. It should have been co-op.
With the man and woman you could have had, they should have made it co-op where one person's the man, one person's the woman.
Yeah.
You know, because that would have worked. You know, but it kind of annoys me because I think if it had done, we probably both would have played it long ago.
Oh yeah. Because I'm trying to get to level our favourite trophy of any game. Get to level 50.
And I'm
finding that such a grind.
I think Star Wars is level 55.
Really? Is it easier to level up though?
It's funny though because I ranked up 4 ranks in like half an hour, so it's not too bad.
Oh, that's all right.
But then I was getting about 18 kills, so.
But is it like, say, Rainbow Six, where you have to get more points in the later levels, kind of thing? Because each, I mean that's the thing. Like Fallout has become such a grind to level up. I'm just like, I'm on level 49 now, so.
Well, guys, I looked at my list after I played. It said I've been playing for 50 minutes, right?
Oh yeah.
Because of load and everything. And he said I had over 150 kills.
Oh really?
Right? And it said that I'd had like 15 accomplishments and 6 challenges done. I was like, wow. I was like,
wow.
Whew. I was like,
that's impressive for 50 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, fucking hell. What? I was like, shit, you know. The first time I played it, I was like, oh, I got 3 kills. And then the other times it was like 15, 18, 19, you know, like that. I was like, shit. But when you play, you'll see how easy it is to kill people because what happens is people run up behind you and they shoot you and you're dead.
Yeah.
Right? But it's so easy. Shooting them's like shooting the Imperials doing the bait. Shooting all people's like that.
Yeah.
It's not really, I won't call it challenging in a big way.
Is it easier than, say, Rainbow Six?
A lot easier.
Right, yeah.
Because I was saying to Donna about I sometimes get about 3 or 4 kills in Rainbow Six in a round if I'm lucky. But in that, it was like getting to 15, 16, 17 and so forth. It was, so.
Yeah, but it's a different thing because Battlefront you respawn, whereas obviously Rainbow Six you can't. Exactly.
So, and to be honest with you, I gotta admit, I kind of feel like it should have limited lives where you don't respawn after, let's say, 8 lives.
Right, yeah.
But the rounds are longer as well. They're about 10 to 15-minute rounds. And you have about 40 people in the room. Sometimes, So it works out. It's just like we played, I think it was Bomb Drop or something, right?
Yeah.
And you have to think, and I was getting all these pods, right? And none of my team were there. And I'm like, where is everybody?
Where is everybody?
And then I'd get killed.
Like me the other day on Rainbow Six, where I was with the hostage and everybody else had sodded off, and then I was the last person, and I got blown up because nobody else was with the hostage.
Exactly. Well, to me, it's like every other game. There is no real teamwork, and it's just people getting shot and dead.
Yeah.
Donna
said there was some camping going on, so.
Yeah, but that's you do camping in fucking Rainbow Six, so you know what? I need to tell people this. Whenever I think of a strategy in a game, you can guarantee that Tash is going to use it, and I think of a new one. The laying on the floor, right? The nitrocell thing, it's just brilliant. I take it as a complete compliment.
Hey, the nitrocell, I was just trying to get those sudden kills. Did not happen.
By the way, when I logged in on a show, it does your stats stay on there. And I could get, if you had like 4 nitrocell, I can get 6 nitrocell kills and it gets to 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your stats, it came up level 54 and everything, and you're in now.
Awesome.
That's like, whew,
But I tell you, one trophy. I'm surprised though, because I was a bit worried because it didn't download my save data. I was worried that you'd have to unlock all the bloody people again.
No, because it saves it on the server.
On the server, yeah.
The save data, I think, is for situations now, because the situations was gone. When I looked, the situations were gone, and. Oh
really? Yeah.
Yeah. Because all I've got to do is get the defense now.
Yeah.
And she said to me, "Are you going to do it?" And I said, "No." So I'm going to wait until Tash gets some of those, and then I'll do it when,
Yeah.
I said because I don't want to do it, and then you kind of be left with it. I want us to do it together.
Yeah, no, because that one, like that one and the kills is something I want us to work on together. You know, the
Yeah.
terrorist hunt ones is, yeah.
Yeah. So
But I tell you,
I'm gone.
yeah. Sorry, no. You were
Because
saying,
no, I said you can go now. I was like, blah, blah, blah.
no. You were saying to Ashley though about working on
No,
that.
no, it was because he asked me. He said to me because he said I was close to getting the flat,
Yeah,
and I said to him, well, I said I can get the flat, but I said I'd rather wait because I like me and Tash kind of fishing our games around the same time.
yeah. That's
I
why I'm
said,
not going to play it to get those kills before you, because obviously I want us to work on
yeah.
it together, kind of thing.
Well, hopefully, from what I'm seeing and now, hopefully I should be able to get a couple more. You know.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably need to really work on the penetration. I mean, I can do some of the penetrations for you if you want.
Yeah.
You know, if it's on the server, then it means it just carries over.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know.
That'd be cool. I mean, I don't mind. I know you're going to get the plat first anyway. I don't have an issue with that. It's just, it would be nice if we could work on that killing and, obviously together. So.
Of course, because we're partners in crime.
Exactly.
You know.
But yes, the one worst trophy on Fallout 4, fucking get your paper, be 100% happy in a large settlement. If you ever want to see me swear at a game at NPCs, give me Fallout 4, yes. Because, well, actually, no. The one game that was really getting me swearing was Rainbow Six the other day, because I was doing these situations, and I was in the one with Capcan, because Capcan's like my homeboy for defense.
Yeah.
And you have to do that one where you have to protect the hostage, don't you, with Capcan? Yeah. And oh my god, people with shields kept turning up, and I kept having to reload, and then they would kill me. And I would swear so much at that thing. Seriously, I finally got it done. I'm actually doing really well because of, we were saying about doing multiplayer, that we feel like it's improved on us. Like I did, I said I got stuck on that Nitrocell one where the last 3 people I was struggling to kill. I just went on and did it, and I managed to get the because I did 2 run-throughs. One where I had more than 50 health left, and then one where I literally just ran through because I had to. One of the stars was to do it in 5 minutes. So I was like running through. It took me a couple of tries because I was waiting for the last 3 guys to turn up, and it was ticking 4 minutes 50, 52, 50. And I'm sat there, I'm like, and I could hear them coming. I'm like, will you hurry up? And of course, literally killed the last guy on 5 minutes 3 seconds. I was like, but I went through the very first terrorist hunt. The situation where you have to kill the 8 guys at Hereford. 100% health at the end of it. I just went, but 8 guys. I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
Well, it's like I did the last situation, and that one kept killing me constantly or getting me really health down.
Yeah.
Right. But I'd known so many other tactics and playing the game so much that I completed that in less than 6 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
And I completed it with 100% health, killing every terrorist and taking the hostage. And it was like, wow. Because I'd saved it so I could upload it at some point.
Nice.
And I was like, wow. All I kept thinking, though, after I did it was, shit, I wish I'd have been talking through this. Going, oh. Because I was like, so close, and I did it.
But that got me really swearing the other day. But yes, last night, I had a really long marathon of playing Fallout. And it was one of those moments, when you're like sat there and you're like, I'm going to turn it off now, I'm done. And I was like leveling up and stuff, and I'm sat there and I'm like, and I was paying attention to my nice little settlement. And you have a size meter that once it goes yellow, that's when you're viable for the trophy. Like the size of the settlement is enough for the trophy. I found this out, thank God, from the internet. But my people were getting progressively happier, and I was like, yay! And they got to about 84% happiness, and I'm like, oh, this is going well. And then it wouldn't let me build any more, and they're like, you can't build any more on this settlement. I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden, my people's health, my people's happiness was going down. I don't know why. No explanation. And I'm not even kidding. And then it dropped from about 84% to 73%. I have never sworn so much at a frigging computer as much as I did at that, because it had taken me so much work to get them to that point, and I had no clue why they were getting upset, because they had shops, they had decorations. I have these light boxes that spell out hello on a building. They had so much. The only thing they were kind of lacking, they had the right amount, but apparently on one of the things it said I could have done with more defenses, but it wouldn't let me. And also I was really struggling to find aluminium, but I couldn't build any more, because it just, every time I tried to put any more in the area, it went, you can't put any more here.
Well, what I don't like about it is I don't like that you can't just build the whole place yourself, but you have to build on top of another.
Yeah, you have to build like on what they've got, and especially in a place where, because you can't always guarantee how many people are going to be in that area. I found a place where there was more than 15, which is what the Constitute says. It has to be more than 15 for this trophy. And I'm like, great, there's 15 people here. I'll work with this community. Except the area that you can actually workshop in is tiny. And like you say, you can't build like beyond that green area kind of thing.
I'm just looking forward to you getting it done, and then me getting it done so you can get it done for me.
I know, that's the even worse bit, is that I've not only got to do it for myself, which I'm struggling with, I've then got to do it for you, which is fine, because we're trading on that one.
I know one thing, though. I know one thing. You're going to have to do it through SharePlay.
Yeah.
Because the save data share.
Oh, because it won't. Yeah, exactly.
So that's a bit annoying.
But I'm at 70% on those trophies. So.
How much?
70%. I'm near the end, but I am going to have to go back to deal with these friggin' idiots. But I'm kind of skipping through. I've done so many side missions trying to level up and everything. I'm really just trying to skip through the story now.
Well, last night I got to 58% in the game.
What, in Fallout?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Cool.
I think I'm like 6%. I've gone back to it since I played it, because I'm like, it's an alright game, but I'm like, I'll play the others first. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, of course, I've played and platted Murdered Soul Suspect, haven't I, in the meantime, so...
That was a real challenge for you, though, wasn't it?
I love that game! You were so down on that game, and I actually loved it. The ending was a bit pants, but...
Oh, come on, the ending ruins the whole game.
Yeah.
It ruins the whole story, because before the story, in case people don't know, it starts off with a policeman being killed, being pushed out a window by a killer. And you're like, wow, this killer looks scary, right?
Yeah.
And you're going through the whole game trying to get to this killer, and there's a ghost girl.
And you find it's not one guy, it's actually all of them possessed by this little annoying bitch.
You find it's all of them possessed by a girl. So in reality, it ruins the whole game because the way it is. But the one thing I do like about the game is I like the story.
Yeah.
Until
it's an amazing concept.
Until the end, it's a fantastic story.
Yeah, it's amazing gameplay concept as well. You know, like being able to pass through walls. And I like how you get not much action, but.
And I like how you get people's stories, like his brother. When you complete them, you get to watch bits of them and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I like that because I feel like that really added to the game. But the game is too short.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Although I think if it had drawn out much longer, but the areas, it's not a very big map.
No.
Yeah, it's not like I mean, I was running around because I was looking for stuff, collecting and stuff, and I was just like, wow, the load times for places is a bit ridiculous, you know, sometimes, and the fact that it's such a small area, it doesn't take you long to run from one section to the next, and when you enter the buildings and that, they have this cutscene, don't they? And you're just like, oh, skip already, and you have to watch it every time.
For me, the best bits of the story of the game was the stories.
Yeah, I love the characters. Oh, what, the horror, the ghost story? Yeah,
because there were some of them were disturbing.
Creepy.
And I like that. I thought that was great. Oh, did you hear about Tales from the Crypt coming back?
Yes.
Are you excited about it?
I am. weary at the moment. There are so many. I mean, because we just had James Nesmith on Graham Norton's show saying about the reboot of Cold Feet, and yeah, Cold Feet is being revived. Yeah, and I'm getting a bit weary at the moment of all these shows that are just being rebooted, because it's like because so many of these shows that are coming back are shows that were iconic for their genres and stuff. And they spawned so many spin-offs. I feel like television at the moment doesn't know where else to go, so it's turning back to its stuff that set up everything else. I mean, look, Heroes, X-Files, Twin Peaks. I mean, there's talks of MacGyver. I mean, it's gotten silly now. I mean, where do you stop? Because are there so few new ideas at the moment? I mean, we've said it about movies as well.
I think they should. First of all, I think they should let MacGyver happen. Yeah. But I think they should cancel the X-Files revival and let MacGyver stay. Because obviously MacGyver's going to be better.
I'm getting excited.
2 weeks away. You know.
Even in a magazine.
Oh dear.
I paid £5 for this magazine just to get an article.
I just hope. You know what? I'd love to see your face if you watch that, and it's like the most biggest pile of crap guy. Because I swear, the chat after you watch that, you'll either be going on bad grades or you'll be having a real bitch fest about it. And I'm really, really hoping, right, for the later, because that'd be hysterical.
You know what? Considering stuff that's been going on and the amount of times that I've been gagging to have a little blurb on the chat and it's never had the opportunity, you know, sooner or later I'm going to pop.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping because I'm hoping you get to see it, you know, the next day.
Yes, because Channel 5, who outbid everybody that would have shown it a day after the US, are not showing it until the start of February.
Yeah, Slovenia is getting it the next day.
Yeah, of all things, friggin' Slovenia, which nobody even knows of, is getting it the next day. Everywhere else, even Australia, I know Slovenia because of the bloody Eurovision.
But Slovenia is one of the most popular countries in the world.
I know.
Everybody talks about it. We've talked about it like how many times in the chat?
Even Australia's getting it within a matter of a couple days. Sky One and Fox and everybody else in the UK that were bidding on it would have shown it a day after the US.
What the hell? I can't
Channel 5, who have now done I don't know if you've heard of this, because they've just aired their trailer advertising it, and they're not even advertising the date. They're just saying early February.
So that means it could be mid-February.
Yeah, which means they can't be asked, basically. And that really makes me sad for them to actually outbid everybody else and then not really show any interest. Is really sad.
Honestly, I think it would have been better for them they showed it maybe 2 days after, because let's be honest, any real fans were going to see it long before Channel 5 put it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know? That's what everybody has been saying, is that, you know, if they don't show, I mean, it's only 6 weeks. I mean, it's not even 6 weeks. It's 5 weeks, because the first 2 nights are back to back. So we're talking 5 weeks. By the time Channel 5 finally show it, the finale will have probably aired. And that just makes me sad. But yeah, no, yeah, you reckon MacGyver should definitely be done and not...
yeah, I think so should be cancelled. MacGyver should be around, because obviously MacGyver's a far better show. Especially now. Especially now, it'd be better than it was back in the day.
Especially with Richard Dean Anderson all now old and, you know.
To be honest with you, as much as I like MacGyver, it's one of those dated shows, you know.
That's something, because I got it for Donna, I think I mentioned before. And we had a couple of nights, you know, watching episodes and that. And you sit and watch it and you're like, this is so dated.
Didn't you say when you got it for it was in the really bad packaging?
Yeah, it's in the cardboard slips.
Yeah, I don't understand why they do that.
It's like the Star Trek ones that I've got. You know, it's actually no, they're just in the layout. But you know, it's literally like cardboard slips. It's so tacky. I don't like that because the disc can easily get scratched.
This can easily get broken.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a show which is going to get its 15th season aired in 8 days.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Sketchney.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, is it coming back?
It's coming back for 15th season.
Ah.
I can't believe it's their 15th.
See, no originality on TV at the moment either. It just keeps going or it gets rebooted.
It's funny because I love Sketchney, but really it's the same show over and over again.
Yeah.
Because I watch it and I'm like, wow, this is the first season. But remember, they're not selling beef Wellington. Right? You know.
I get like that with Come Dine With Me. I got in this binge moment, you know, like watching Come Dine With Me. And then after a while, you start going, oh, they're just making the same meals.
Yeah, I mean, I watched
everybody does beef Wellington. It's like,
I watched Hell's Kitchen. One guy broke his hand.
Yeah.
Right, cleaning a fire engine, right? And he's been still working hard on the show. Another guy jumped up a step and broke his ankle. I mean, who does that while they're in a competition? Right. And all this.
But, do that with.
But they're making
he come back or something?
Oh no, that was the big guy.
Right. Yeah.
He had to leave because he had bad heart condition on the last.
That was it.
And he brought him back, and he had to leave again.
Oh.
But I've got to be honest, I love the next week's episodes because he gets kicked off the show because it's his time being voted off. But in next week's episode, it shows him in a hospital bed with his hair like this. It goes. And it was so funny. Because it said, will he survive? And you're like,
okay.
It was just so funny.
Hell's Kitchen turned into bloody like wrestling or something.
Yeah, it was like bloody soap opera. You know?
The dramatic end.
I love Gordon Ramsay though. If I could make one chef, it'd have to be him.
Yeah. Can you just imagine you two like gassing away? Like
I can't ever imagine him being somewhere like Comic Con though, it's too big.
No.
You know? But then I would have thought something like Michael J. Fox would have been. But
no, exactly.
You know, I just can't see him being at something like that. I just can't.
No, there's some people you just can't imagine ever doing that kind of thing, and I don't think he would. I think
the way I'd meet him is if I dined in one of his restaurants and he was there.
Mm.
You know, because what was it? Donna walked in and she was watching him swearing at something. She went, "Wow, he's really horrible." And I went, "No." I said, "Proper chefs are very, very strict." I said, "If you're awful, they're going to tell you. You're not even going to work in their kitchen."
It fascinates me actually that something like Comic-Con doesn't have like celebrity chefs or anything like that at their events.
Well, they've started with boxing and wrestling, so it could get there eventually.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, but you don't know. You know, but who knows what the future will hold?
Yeah.
But whenever I look at the contestants on these shows, that like this one, the winner is I think at the Alps or something during the Winter Olympics of 2010.
Right.
And I'm like, none of these are suitable. So these people can't make scallops. So how are they going to be big, massive chefs?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, whenever I look them up to see where they are now, you can't find
anything about
any of them.
You know, X Factor contestants and winners.
It is. That's what it's like. You never hear of any of them practically.
Yeah.
You know, so it is a bit shocking.
Yeah.
But I've got 7 more seasons to watch after 6, and then season 14 comes out in March.
Have you seen them before, or are you just like rewatching?
No, I'm just watching them from. I've watched the first 5 seasons, but I'm still watching through them. I haven't seen these ones.
I knew you'd been watching a lot lately. Like a few months ago, you were like watching. You got through quite a few seasons, didn't you? And then
I always try and watch. I try and watch a season a month because that way I can appreciate.
Nice little break, kind of. Yeah.
And I don't go, oh, he was making this last time and that.
Yeah.
But I think the real beauty of the show is seeing Gordon Ramsay when he's preparing something. Because you hear him shout at people, but when you see him cook, it's like watching art being made. You know, it's like there's no stress whatsoever. It's so relaxed because he knows the times, he knows the ingredients. And if he
Yeah.
eats something but someone cooks, he can name nearly every ingredient in that meal. I mean, could you imagine being that one?
No, I can't cook for shit. So
Exactly, you know, it's incredible.
the only thing I can make okay is mince pies, and that's it. So.
That's it now. Then we've got Tash on Hell's Kitchen. What did you make? What was your specialty? Mince pies.
Yeah. Not with any what side? Nothing, just mince pies.
Mince pies with a Christmas cake slice.
Yeah. I could not even do that. I just really cannot cook. Cooking is just something. We didn't really do it at school, and when we did do it, I just always remember not being very good at, like, I was never good at putting it on the right temperature, you know, like seeing and stuff. And I'm awful at keeping times, like with that kind of thing. So I always remember we made a shepherd's pie, and it tasted awful. It just tasted really bland. I'd done it as the instructions, said. Just didn't like it, and it just really put me off. And I think my mum always wanted me to be able to cook. I mean, she wasn't like a cooker herself, a chef herself. You know, she wasn't very good at it. But I think she just wanted she didn't really make stuff with me. She made stuff with my sister more than she did with me, because my sister was more girly. I think it was just that thing that, you know, she'd always make the sausage rolls and mince pies and that for Santa, at Christmas and that. And she never really did that stuff with me. So I've just never really been into cooking. That's why I like that I can make mince pies, because I'm like, I can't do much, but I can do mince pies.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's
but
like,
yeah, no, it's. Can you imagine doing that?
I can cook. I can cook pretty good. Donna doesn't let me because she thinks I can't cook, so I let her.
Oh.
I let her think
You
that.
should cook her something.
She doesn't think I can cook, I let her do it. Why not?
Oh yeah, says the man who doesn't correct the wife when she makes him 20 Yorkshire puddings.
What can I say? It's my favourite.
You're not supposed to do that.
It's my favourite. What can I say? I have to get what I can.
But it's amazing, like you say, for Gordon Ramsay, it's kind of instinctual. We were saying about me gaming that I actually did better with the concussion than when. Because it was like, because I couldn't focus, it was just all instinctual. Everything, like the overthinking stuff and that, was turned off, and I was just doing it instinctually as opposed to sitting and going, I need to think about this. I mean, you said it, like sometimes when you just run through it, sometimes it's
weird
take
because
away the thinking.
It's weird because I find if you don't think, you play better.
Yeah.
The problem with people is they always overcomplicate everything. That's what we do. That's why half of life is us not doing anything, because we think about
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
I get so jealous of the people that just do it. Because I'm a thinker. So everything I do, I have to think about.
My brain is just too analytical, like you say. It's like,
exactly.
Or you worry about people's reactions to things and that. You're not bold.
I remember being in school and one ask a girl that, right? Every single day I'd say to myself, I'm going to ask about it today. All right? I'm going to do it. And then I'd overthink about it, and I think, but what if she says this? What if she does that? And my head would start spinning, and I never did. But it kept happening, And I think that's the problem. When you've got minds, a smart mind, and you're very intellectual, it can be a real curse on you, because everything has a reason to why you've got to do it.
Yeah.
There's always every possibility why you can't do it. Like, let's say, for instance, something about Comic-Con. I should go, right?
Yeah.
But what about this? What about this? Not that thing. But what if this happens? What if that happens? But I'm still going. But my mind's still thinking about all those things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's a crazy, crazy thing, because it takes away the fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like how you said, when you got to see loads of people, you're really happy you're getting to see these people. But you've got to overthink every single one of them.
I got to focus so I don't miss them. I have so many schedules, like, written out and everything. It's like.
But what happens is, if you are with somebody and you are there to spend time with them, you end up not spending time with them because you're missing out, because you're focusing so much on that.
Yeah.
not just because you're going to it, but because you've got to overthink it because you're like, I can't miss it.
Yeah. Oh, well, even something silly like, like when I'm drawing, you know, it has to be so like right for me. Or, like you say, I mean, I've been editing last day or so. I mean, I've been editing before, but I actually sat down and did some editing yesterday and today. And just to get the right cuts and the right, you know, like I say, I did about 2 hours, 3 hours of me recording stuff with different takes of some lines because I wasn't happy or whatever. So then I have to sort through them. I mean, I've got one bit at the moment where I've got 2 takes of this reaction to something, and I'm trying to decide which one's the right one. And it's a perfectionist in me just going, what is best? You know, like looking for the right one that...
But you see, I see that differently because to me that's art, and I think art needs to be perfect to the person creating it.
Yeah, but there is an element of overthinking it too much, whereas somebody else would just be like, "I'll just do that one. That's fine."
When I'm editing, it takes me 3 to 4 hours to edit a 4-minute video.
Yeah.
All right, and even after I finish that, I can watch it a week later and go, "I fucking haven't done it right."
Oh yeah.
Because it'll be like, right. But even though other people go, "That's perfect. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's wonderful."
Yeah.
My mind, I'm like, I could have edited there. Could have edited there. I could have changed that around like that, and it just irritates me. But I think that's the mind of somebody who's very intellectual.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a blessing and a curse because, like I said, we see things in a different way. You know.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not one of those people that goes out. I wasn't one of those people that goes out when I was 18 and tries to get action with people all the time because I was thinking about other important things.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's, you know, to be honest, to me, every way a person could possibly be is the right way depending on who the person is.
Oh yeah, it's very personal. And then you see the artwork that was in the, you know, I was telling you about the X-Files annuals.
Yeah.
It's about the awful, awful artwork. And you look at it, and other people will appreciate it. But for me, because of the way I draw and spend time doing artwork, I'm like, oh my God, these are the most terrifying images I have ever seen. Apparently, this is Scully.
She looks like a prostitute.
Look at these terrifying images. I'm going to show you the very disconcerting.
Doesn't even look like her.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what is with this absolutely shit terrifying?
Hold on. He looks just like the Fallout version.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Actually, there was what we were saying earlier. There's a reveal in Fallout, and I was like, totally called that from the beginning. I was so like, yeah, I called that. I was like, does that mean I've played too many games, or that this is just cliched? It was just.
What's that? Yeah. Melt, do you like Ainsley Harriott? Who the hell's that?
Is that one that used to be on Ready Steady Cook?
What, the bald one? With the Teletubby face?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't mind him back in the day. But, you know, I was a lot younger then, so I don't think I really appreciated the cooking as much. Let's have a look.
That was terrifying.
What the fuck is up with her face?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was like reading, I'm like looking for, I mean, look at this. This is supposed to be both of them. What if, now to somebody else, that's artistic. To me, that's just awful.
It looks like a really bad porno.
Yeah.
It does. It looks like a bad porno comic.
I was just like, I do not like this at all. You know, you get used to some artwork where it's like just, you know, like where they're trying to be artistic and all that. And then you see images like that and just go, what?
That is awful.
Yeah. So that was last year's annual. This year's annual, the artwork is not much better. It's a different artist. It's not as terrifying as that year's one, last year's one. But then you see,
Uh-oh.
Sorry. trying to find the most.
They seem quite thick though.
Oh yeah, it's a bit. It's...
While you're looking through that, I'm going to quickly say this. Last night I found out that there's a subscription box called Comic Bento.
Oh right.
Where you get comics and you get full graphic novels in them.
Oh really? Because I know there's a comic block like the Nerd blocks and stuff.
Because you get because I was looking at them and they were like full, like volume 1 graphic novels and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and it's $17 a month with $5 shipping. Which I don't think it's bad, and if I wasn't moving, I would have probably got. But since I'm moving, there's no point.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably add to the. What the hell?
I don't think much of this artwork.
They look like. Why is it Scully always looks like she's a prostitute in the background? And why does Mulder look like he's a priest or something in that one?
I know. I just don't like the artwork so much. But it's amazing everybody's different interpretation of stuff. But yeah, no, you can get a comic block that comes with like first edition, like alternate is it the covers where they do, like the alternate ones. Yeah, variants, that's it, sorry.
Well, I got these from the comic shop. And I was like $5 bargain, yeah, I can make it.
Oh, awesome, yeah.
But what I didn't realise was it's 42 pages.
Oh.
So look at this artwork.
Yeah, I want to see the artwork in there.
Hold on, let me get a light one because it'll be easy for people to see.
The Christmas specials are quite thick as well.
See that?
Oh yeah.
But it's part of a 3-part book series.
Ah.
And I've got 2 and 3, but I haven't got number 1. So I had to look to see what number 1 was.
Yeah.
And
nothing really. Yeah.
And then I got this one.
Oh yeah.
This was $34.99, but I could have bought on Amazon for $24.
Oh right, yeah.
Right. And they had some other Spider-Man ones in there, but they wanted like $75 to $120 for them.
Bloody hell.
And I was like, I would like to buy them, but at the same time, I'm like, I might as well wait and buy them from a place like Forbidden Planet while I'm in England.
Yeah, when yeah.
I haven't opened it because it's volume 3, and I need to get volume 1 and 2, so I'm not even going to look at it until, But
right, yeah.
I got them, so I was happy with them comic book wise. But I was so gutted because if I'd known that comic book store was there, I probably would have been buying it.
You would have been there.
Ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But oh well,
Yeah, look.
Don't know when in there.
The Christmas specials are quite thick as well.
Yeah, see, that's what they're like. The comic bento boxes have like them in, and sometimes they have hardback books in too.
Yeah.
Which I was a bit impressive. I was tempted to get one.
That's quite cool. Like. Yeah, just check it out, kind of.
But then there's that problem with us, like, if I do,
Well, the thing is, with you possibly moving and that, it's.
At the minute, it looks like we might not be moving to next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because Donna said she thinks that I should come over. I ain't told you yet, have I?
No. Donna said, like, that you might be moving. But I already knew that. Like.
She said, Donna said that I might have to come over 3 months before she does.
Right. I thought that was already the plan anyway, of you moving over.
It was a couple of weeks to a month.
Right.
But she reckons it might be 3 months because I've sorted everything out.
Cool.
I can't imagine. Can you imagine 3 months?
Separate. That's awful.
We
couldn't do it with 1 month apart.
I'm worried. The thing is, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about leaving her on her own.
Yeah.
And we'll talk every day, but it's not the same, is it?
No, exactly. Well, like I say, when you were apart for a month, it was awful.
Because it's like I said to Donna last night. Donna. I said there's a part of us like woohoo break party time, but there's the more mature married me that's like no, I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
being away from her and that. Yeah.
The more sensible version of me is like but the more silly me is like yeah party. Right, get to Alex's place and bit some of those party houses.
Yeah, just do some of those. Yeah, exactly. You'll be here doing SingStar parties. That's what it is.
Exactly. I'll be at yours doing SingStar parties. Have you got a place yet? I'm working on it.
Yeah. Next song.
When's the karaoke starting? What's going on over? Nothing.
So it might not be like for another year then, just like
It might not be till January next year.
Mm.
But you know, I don't know.
This is a procrastination thing of just keep putting it off.
I
know you're both like a bit weary about it. Like
the thing is, you know, I shouldn't say this, but a big part of it is I need to see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And I've been having serious mental health issues lately, and she's more worried about me getting that sorted first.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'll get bailed for that over here than I will over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
She wants me to get that sorted first because they can give me medication and stuff, can't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I can take it to England and they can see it and give me the same thing.
Yeah.
She's worried about that because she's worried I might go over England and go loopy.
Right, yeah.
You
it's probably better to get as well everything straight in your head before you make such a big change again, you know.
You got to remember, if I'm honest about my moving, I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, I'm not looking forward to it because there's so much there, so many memories,
history,
so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's stuff of it that really affects me, you know.
Come move to Andover. Thank you.
That's what you'd like.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant move somewhere other than
Andover, you'd be like, if I moved to Andover, you'd be like, when you're coming over, let's get couch co-op games. No. Come on, let's do it. Yeah, I see it. I know what's on.
Actually, you know what? You'd move to the same town. It'd just be like, no, let's go online.
It'd be like this. No. It'd be like I can see it like, when you come over, I don't know. Let's play online for the 8 hours. Yeah. Okay. You live just across the road from me.
Yeah, but online. I don't want you actually in my space.
Yeah, I can see it now. It was nice seeing you, Mel, but can you leave now?
Yeah.
I like you being here, but you're getting my nerves.
Right. But I just think maybe being, like you say, where the old haunts were and that, maybe that's not healthy. You know, like going back to the same town. But then your family there, so.
I don't know. Donna's like, should we move further out but still be close? But I'm thinking more about the transport for her.
Yeah.
The reason I want to move back around where I used to live is because there's so much transport there to all these different places.
Yeah.
You know, that's the most logical reason for me. And plus, I know the area really well.
You know the area, yeah.
If I move somewhere like, let's say I move somewhere like Andover, for instance, I ain't got a clue anything about the area, have I?
No, exactly.
It'd be a bit.
Don't move here. Definitely don't move here. It's not worth it.
I might move to Basingstoke.
Oh God! Don't go Basingstoke.
I might move there. Right.
Alex would see me calling Basingstoke. It's like everybody calls Basingstoke.
It was so funny because when I was talking to Alex, he said, "Oh, we can do our, hold up."
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think Tash want to be a part of it? And I said, well, I have to wait and see. Right? And I was like,
oh, that's never ever come up. And then he talks to you about it, and all of a sudden, oh, Tash could come along. It's like, you could have invited me along. Like, because didn't he and Gareth or that have, not Gareth, he and Claudio have bloody cinema visit trips or whatever it was.
Yeah. They did. And you mean near where you are?
Yeah, in Basingstoke, yeah.
Yeah, because they took pictures and you were like, oh, that's right near me.
Yeah. I used to go to Basingstoke, but then we got a cinema in Andover, so it's like we don't need to go 20 miles down the road now.
But I thought it was funny when he mentioned it, you know?
Yeah, that's funny.
Donna's idea is, Donna was saying about, I need to make sure I use my time efficiently with her, but when I'm living in England and I don't let my family and people take up my whole time, and I'm just like, I told her.
Worrying as well again that you'll be separate, doing other stuff because you'll have people and she won't have people,
She'll be in the exact same situation I was in when I moved in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because I told her, I said to her, when we move to England, she'll see a different side of me because I'll be able to do all the stuff, but I can't do it. I'll be able to
Yeah.
go get the shopping. I'll be able to do all this other stuff.
Imagine all the
You know.
times you'll be able to go out together. You know, she'll
Exactly.
probably fit right into the church community anyway, so.
Possibly. Even though I've told her she can't go to them.
Really?
I told her. I don't trust American churches. I don't trust English churches.
No,
I know
definitely
people.
not.
I know people get angry with that, but it's true. I don't.
Oh no, yeah,
And it's personal reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think all churches are bad, obviously,
oh no, yeah,
but I'd rather not be in that situation.
no,
You know.
exactly.
And I'd rather not be in that situation. I told her if she wants to do Bible study at home, I'll do it with her. I don't mind.
Yeah,
You know. I think the best way of being a Christian is finding it in yourself instead of everybody else.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So, but we'll see. I think
So it might be a way off, but you're not looking at places like that. Nothing's like.
well,
Because you were having a moment of looking at a lot of places, weren't you?
well,
and then,
I'm still looking around at places just to get an idea.
right,
But
yeah.
I don't see the point in looking religiously because there's no. If we're not moving for a while, there's no point looking, is there?
No.
But we might move this year. It all depends on what happens. You know?
Yeah.
If a seller's market comes up and we've sorted everything out, we might be over there. You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I said to her, the best time would probably be January if we really wanted to move, because that way we could be together for Christmas.
Yeah.
We could be together for my birthday.
Yeah, you don't want to be, yeah.
I don't want to come over in September and miss Christmas with her, do I?
No, exactly. So do you know when you might be seeing a psychiatrist and that, or is that
waiting for my insurance card, which has taken 3 months to get.
Yeah.
They're going to diagnose me mentally insane, I'm telling you. Yeah. It's funny because Donna was trying to get me to talk about it, and I said to her, if I told her the things that popped in my mind, she'd divorce me in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, even the little things you tell her, she thinks you're going mad.
Exactly. So. You know what it's like when you get those really, really horrible moments.
Oh, yeah.
You get those faults. You know, I get faults which are so illogical. It's like it must be something to do with my mental health.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm hoping that can help me. The sooner it helps me, the better. You know.
Yeah. Sorry, just saw a message. Sorry.
You were laughing at what I said.
No, I was not laughing at what you said. But no, that makes complete sense about wanting to get things sorted, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's just a worry, that's all. Personally, I'd want to be over sooner, but
yeah. But at the same time, you know, it's wanting to work through things and that. So.
I mean, we don't know. I might be over sooner. It all depends on what happens. A year can be a long time, you know. Process.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it's the beginning of the year as well, so.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know 6 months down the line what's going to be going on. So. Yeah.
I'm going to be at Comic-Con as a guest who's going to get people to take autographs of him.
Yeah, he's all going to be. Oh yeah, I'm me. Come take a picture with me.
Years ago, I remember trying to get 8x10s done on myself because I wanted to get 8x10s done myself so I could send them to people I know. All right.
Right.
And because I always thought it'd be funny to see what their reaction would be.
Yeah.
You know, like those professional ones, you know, they get mad.
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be funny just to say, like, okay, so he cares enough about himself to do this, but not give me a present.
Yeah.
You know, like my family. I thought it'd be hysterical.
No, exactly. Oh dear. I love that idea of just like getting, like, thinking you've got a present and then you open it up and it's just 8x10 of you. It's like...
It'd be funny, wouldn't
it? Change of subject, sorry. Just before I forget to mention it. Unless you, wanted to carry on.
No, I'm done.
This is the disc that came with my little sister.
Oh, okay. Is that a little thing on it to hold it?
That's a little, yeah, and she's got a in her foot.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, look at that.
So she goes, but she doesn't, actually, I managed to get it on properly earlier. She does actually stand on it, so.
That is a weird looking phone glove, Bob. I mean, it looks so small.
But yeah, no, it just makes it good for her to stand on, and it's good because, as we've said, the female ones are so scary. But it's annoying that it's taken until now because the other ones, the other female Funkos, don't have the holes in their feet.
I just don't like how thin they are.
I tried finding these stands on eBay. Didn't even know what to put in. I put Funko stands, Funko holders. Couldn't find any. So I wish you could buy them.
Stands?
That's what I tried, but nothing came up. So
weird looking standy thing which holds pops.
Disc stand.
Yeah, weird clear disc with hole.
I'm glad they're finally doing them because I don't like how skinny the female. Their center of gravity is really shit.
Yeah, but it takes up more room that way as well.
But it does take up more room, yeah. But because I was going to show you my new Walking Dead ones.
Oh, James put nice Funkos, Tash.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's see it.
This is the Carol one. Again, see how skinny she is. I'm kind of I like a knife in her keep doing it the wrong way.
That's quite nice, actually.
I like the knife in her belt. I'm kind of gutted she's not got the knuckle dusters, you know, that she has.
Yeah.
I do love the different shape. You can't see it on the camera. She has quite good paintwork on her hair, you know, so it's like dark grey and light grey, like blended. Yeah. Quite, you get a bit of a.
I can see it. I can see it barely.
Yeah, it's really because of the light reflecting off the screen. But it looks a lot like her. Like you can see that it's supposed to be her, if you know what I mean. So yeah. I like that one. It's a nice little. It's but my favourite one out of all the Funkos, and again, Carol does not have a very good standing. Like it's not working. My favourite one.
It's going to sound so disturbing. Why as well?
Is Herschel. With his
Is he topless as well?
No.
Because it looks like he's topless.
It does look like it, actually. No.
Yeah, I see what you mean, though, about the laziness on the foot bit.
Look, it looks like they've just cut the boot off. I get that it's supposed to be his trousers turned up. Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's great. It's great Funko Pop, but I don't like the way they've done that.
No, and I don't like the fact because when he rests, the sticks aren't actually level with the. You can't. I don't know if you can see the ever so fractional height difference between the stick and the base of his feet is. I thought he might. I guess it's just balancing. But look, he's even got a ponytail.
Nice.
But I just think it looks so much like him, considering their
caricatures. You know what? Funny enough, it does look like him in the face.
It looks so much like him in the face. But I just thought that was excellent. It's one of my favourite ones, I think, because it just does look so much like him, and it's a good. I just love how kind of evil in a way that he hasn't got the foot. It's just like that's kind of wrong. But yeah, that's my new. They're my new 2 editions.
Yeah, and you were going to get that other one, weren't you?
Oh, I should show that. Yeah, because it went down £1 in price and it's now in stock.
Nice. Because I remember when I looked at them, there was a funny Scarface like one as well, where the Scarface Tony Montana was in his car.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I remember just thinking.
I saw that. Yeah.
I remember just thinking, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like.
This is alright. Oh no. Sorry. There you go.
That is nice.
How nice is that? That's freaking epic.
I actually think that's quite detailed and really cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've already got Daryl. I like my Daryl one, but that would be an awesome, extra one to have, so.
Fucking hell, how many tabs do you have open?
Sorry.
14 tabs. How do you know? I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the bigger ones. £24 a lot for a Funko, but it's quite cool. And it sold out really quickly last time it was there.
I think it's really nice. I think it's definitely. Oh, what's that? We've got a comment. Oh, right, it's just 11 o'clock, so I need to be on my way. You're on next week. I look forward to watching.
You turn into a pumpkin at 11, James.
Take care for now, Tash. I've inboxed you. Take care for now. Right, bye. Thanks for watching.
Night.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've seen some Funkos because when I went to that comic book shop, there were some beautiful ones.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They had yellow ones in there, and I've got to admit, they're nice. All right.
I so want to get the Arrow with his hood up and the mask.
Yeah.
I don't want the plain one with no hood or no mask, because I feel like the mask and hood are what make him more obvious.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. In the same way, I like the Flash one that's in the costume.
I really like some of them. I think some of them are great. I just think, I don't know. I can't imagine collecting them for collecting them.
Yeah, I was looking through the Game of Thrones ones, and I mean, I've got 3 of them because they're obvious. You know, the White Walker, Jon Snow, and Daenerys. But I was looking at like the Arya ones and Cersei and stuff, and I was like, they're so generic.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't mean, as I've said, like, I mean, I said it about my Gus from Breaking Bad. I didn't get the one where I got the one where he had the face missing, because the one of him just stood there, normal, was so boring and generic. It could be anybody, you know. So I like the ones that look like the people and iconic of the character kind of thing.
I was thinking, you know, they make millions of these Funkos and they're just cheap.
Yeah. I'm not even that keen on my X-Files ones. They're a bit bland.
They are. I think 98% of them are.
Yeah, exactly.
The Buffy ones weren't that great.
I hate the Buffy ones. The only ones, like I said, I got the Spike and the Silence guy, the gentleman.
Hush.
Yeah, the Hush guy. But I saw the Buffy one and I was just like, that's really boring. I don't like it. So I have no intention of buying the Buffy or Willow ones because they look really boring and bland.
I think most of them are. And look at that Deadpool one you got.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You know?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, you know that one you got from Evolve?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They were all on sale in that comic book shop for $3 each.
Well, I got it for free, so I can't complain. But
so nobody obviously likes them.
Evolve still hasn't turned up, by the way. I'm just warning you in case you need to contact the seller, because
I will do. I'll give them a call.
It doesn't bother me about it not turning up. I'm more worried about it for, you know.
I'll give them a message. I'll threaten. I'll say, look, buddy, this is supposed to be here by now. If you don't make it.
Well, finally, we'll be able to get who the friggin' hell this guy is.
Look at him. I think it's got a lot of detail to it.
This is what Donna said. She was like, you should because I was contemplating getting rid of him. And she was like, yeah, but look how well detailed and that he is. I was like, actually, it is a good Funko. I don't know who the friggin' hell he is, but it's really well detailed. So I love the detailing on it.
It's John.
He does look like John. I'm just gonna call him John. He's even got that little
It'd be hysterical if in the game he was actually called John something.
No, I can't remember what his frigging character name was.
He looks like a shooter, not a medic guy.
Yeah, he's got like it looks like a flamethrower on his back.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's very detailed though. Reminds me of the Bioshock one you got.
Yeah, exactly.
With the detail.
My big daddy. I love Mr. Bubbles.
Massive. Look at it.
That's amazing.
It's good detail.
Yeah. So now he has his little sister as well to protect. So.
She looks creepier than he does.
I like the fact that she's got the injector thing from Bioshock.
That's cool. I wonder if Funko Pops have on now.
You see, I want to get the Thundercats ones, because they look cool. And I discovered when I don't like the Teenage Turtles one, because they're all the same, just with the different colours. They're absolutely identical, but just the different colours. So I don't like those. But I discovered when I was at Brighton Comic Con, you can actually get, and I nearly bought it, but I didn't have the money. They've got a Who Framed Roger Rabbit one. Except his head isn't like that shaped. It's cartoony shape. It's like a normal figure basically, but you know, like a lot of the other ones, they've all got this bigger head than the body. He was all proportioned. I was like, well, that's not really a Funko then, is it? It's like getting a figure. Except his eyes. He had like black, just solid black eyes, and it was like, wow, he's got no soul.
What annoys me is all these. What annoys me is all these different versions. You know, it's like 8 different versions of Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said about the Breaking Bad ones. There's like at least 6 different versions of Walter White, and I'm like, yeah, no.
I just go, oh, because I'm like, I hate when they do that, you know.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you know, we've said about the different versions of Rick and Daryl for the Walking Dead ones, and yet this is the only version of Herschel and the only version of Carol. The Firefly ones have only got one version.
We should just be glad they don't do them by season.
Oh God! Actually, you know what? I haven't got them anymore. I got rid of them. The back of the boxes, they say, you know, series, you know, 2 or whatever. You know, like what new batch of them they are, kind of thing.
You should have kept the boxes.
I know, but they take up space.
Well,
I have no interest in selling them.
And put them in that position.
I do still have the boxes for the X-Files Funkos.
See, that says it all, doesn't it?
I know, that sounds awful now. I still have the boxes for the bobbleheads as well.
Say, I can't believe that.
I have no interest in selling them, but I like the packaging for those ones.
Anything X-Files you'll keep.
Yeah.
If somebody bought you X-Files candy, right, do you think you'd keep it without eating it? Because technically you'd be getting rid of what you've got.
No, I'd keep the packaging though.
What, the little wraps?
Yeah. Well, not all of them, just one. Not all of them, just one.
Okay, well that makes sense.
It
would be great if you could eat one. It went, I still believe, every time you bit into a candy. It'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
I'll tell you, I got these like. Whoops! There goes the shelf. I got this Mario box that came with candies in it.
Well, that's quite nice.
Yeah, I thought it's a nice tin. I thought it was perfect. So I got it, and it had candies in it, and I was like, okay. So they were actual like the coin shaped, but they were those chalky things, and I had one of them, and I was like, so I kind of like, I only had about a dozen out of this baggie of chalk treats and got rid of it, and I was just like, yeah, but I got the tin, so I was happy to pay for the tin. So
the tin's actually, it looks very decent.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah. Talk about that. I watched a Mario video the other day. Someone had made it where Mario gets injured and you see him in a wheelchair, right? And one of Mario's relatives comes along and builds runways for him and stuff to go over and down. Right? And when he gets bigger, he's on crutches going along. And then when he gets smaller again, he's in a wheelchair. It was really funny. I
can't wait for Donna to make this for me. I got the I think I mentioned I got the God, what is it? Metal Earth of Optimus Prime.
Nice. That's gonna take a while to make, isn't it?
I think Donna, I'll have to say, I don't know if she's still watching. I think she took about 3 hours or so to make R2D2. So I don't know how long this will take, but I can't wait to see him all made up. So
it looks like it could be really nice, especially after seeing that one.
Yeah, I love my R2.
It's funny because when you look at the packaging, it looks like some tacky thing, but when you look at him done, it's like amazingly.
I know, when you look, that it's just sheets of metal.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that'll look really. And then you actually see it made up, and it's like, that is intricate. That's just amazing.
If I saw it in the pack, I'd be like, oh, I ain't getting that. But seeing that, I'd be like, I'd get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing how things can look so, you know.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to what, you know, to Donna for making it, but it's just, I can't imagine, like, because there's no gluing in that. It's just literally all folding and tabs and stuff. But you look at it, and I mean, even just the little bit sensor thing on his head, you know, there. Oh,
what's that? Are you two joining for Star Wars after? After what?
Oh, after the chat.
Well, I can't because I'm talking to my cousin.
I might, I should be, but I am quite tired. My eyes are getting a bit grey, so I will try. And if I am on, then I won't be on for long. But I should be there. But no, that's all. I can't wait to see Optimus done though. So. But we didn't know they did these because we saw. I want to get the Millennium Falcon one because they're like 10 quid for these, 12 quid.
Hold on a minute. Thank you, Pod. Hey, come say hello. Come on.
Hi.
Say hello in there.
Hello.
Oops. Come on there, because then you'll hear.
You hear what I'm saying?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine. Do you like my little Herschel Funko?
Oh, that is so cute. I just cried when he died, didn't you?
Yeah, I was just like, I still can't even believe it. So.
Yeah. Oh, we're in trouble because I said that, huh? Everything's
but it doesn't matter.
all right, you can pick it out. Huh?
I spoil for everybody anyway. So.
Oh,
He
okay.
spoils everything all the time. So.
I like your shirt.
Yeah, thank you. It's a nice hoodie. So.
Yeah. I gotta go put the groceries away.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, out of breath.
Thanks again, the groceries.
You're welcome.
I know you got her out of breath and you weren't even there to do it.
What was that?
She got out of breath and you weren't even there to do it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, she just got home from the groceries and was packing the stuff away and come downstairs to buy apple pie and that's why she's out of breath, you know?
Yeah. But it's amazing what you can get figures wise and stuff now. It's just.
Always amazed me. You know, remember years ago, and I know you still can, but you know when you could get those little figures you put together and then you paint them ever so finely.
Oh, I could never do those. I can't paint for shit. I'm awful at painting. So I was never able to. But you know what I did have? I don't know if you had them when you were a kid. We used to have these things, the molds that you put plaster of Paris into, and you make up the figures, and then you got to paint them. I remember having the Mario ones.
Did you say plaster cast?
No, like plaster of Paris.
What's Paris?
Paris, plaster of Paris. It's a soft, like plaster. It's a soft plaster that you have to leave to set, and it's a bit chalky. And you get like the rubber condom.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can tell you why after you're finished. I'll tell you why after.
Oh yeah, why?
Carry on what you were saying. I'll tell you after because it'll probably be a little while.
Oh no, I just you know, I remember making Mario ones. I had the set. I don't even remember what happened to those because we only ever made one lot. But yeah, I had Bowser and Mario, and I think Princess Toadstool. And you made them, and then you had to paint them. And I did paint them, but I was never happy because you had to be so detailed with, you know, because obviously it was 3D, so you had to be so careful with the properly doing it and that. And like we were saying about artistic, you know, being so perfectionist about it and that. And especially when you're a fan of like the game. Bear in mind, this is back in the old NES games, so you're sticking as close to the colours as possible, you know, with what you've been given in the pack. But I miss those. I don't think they do them anymore. They do.
They don't.
Probably health and safety for kids.
My mum used to make them for a living.
Oh really?
She used to check thousands of them. And she
Wow.
used to get them, make them, paint them, and send them to warehouses.
Oh, really?
Seriously, and she used to go to like crafting events and sell them there on her store.
And selling them? Yeah.
She even sold them in her store. She had a shop at one point, and
Oh,
she was
wow.
selling them in there. Yeah, it's called Plaster People.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I just remember. I don't even remember the packaging on that. I just remember they were red, like condom, and you would roll it up.
And you had to make sure they didn't have air bubbles in them as well.
Yes, yeah, and you'd like have them on this frame to hold them, like they hung down, upside down, and like you say, you had to make sure they didn't have any air bubbles and that in them.
My mum used to make hundreds a week.
Really?
Yeah.
And you didn't get to paint them. That's.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I was all for it. My stepdad's actual words. Your mum said you can't craft for shit. Yes. And I remember Shori says I never said that, but obviously she did.
At least with these metal people, you don't have to paint.
Exactly. But yeah, she was fantastic. She had carving wood. She had all sorts of ones.
I said the carving wood ones.
It was incredible. And she used to make big money off of selling them and everything.
I think I had the turtles ones.
Yeah, she had them as well, I think. You name it, she had them. Because at one time you could find them in stores everywhere.
Oh yeah, they were like the big thing.
And now you can't find them anywhere.
No.
I'm sure if you go to a rural place, they'd have them. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if we looked on eBay now, we'd probably find them. But what you got? Is that your apple pie or whatever it is?
It's my apple pie.
Nice.
Every week I get an apple pie, but my fridge is full. I've got this. My freezer has tacos in it. It's got spring rolls in it, egg rolls in it. It's got lemon cake in it. It's got martinelli. It's got.
I love hearing how unhealthy your fridge totally sounds most of the time. Oh. Or like when you're having, it's like we joked. Like when we're gaming, it makes it sound like I'm always snacking on junk food and you're always eating pizza. It's like if anybody listened to us, like when we're regularly gaming, it's just like, oh, Tash is always eating Frazzles or some random shit out of her cupboard, and apparently Malcolm only ever has pizza or like your spag bowl or something for dinner.
Oh, the chicken ravioli.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry. And now from the chats, it's like you're always eating apple pies.
Apple pie boy. I should make a new account.
Like hot or cold?
Actually, I like both. I like the McDonald's hot ones.
All right.
I actually like them. I like them cold as well.
Yeah.
I can eat them either way. It depends on the thing. If they're crispy, like the McDonald's ones, I prefer them hot. If they're like these, I prefer them cold. Or room temperature.
Never ever thought I'd hear that. Thank you, Donna.
You need to work on your penetration.
When was that? Are you behind, or did I say something about I haven't since we were talking about Rainbow Six, I don't think.
I was going to say, if you're working on your penetration, then I think we might have some issues there. Because
it turns out those emails saying about they're actually true.
Shouldn't you be working on your penetration? That's a bit. Okay. I'm sure I'll hear your secrets about what that means soon.
I'm pretty sure that was about Rainbow Six.
Could you imagine if you went, well, I've got a confession, and you went, I actually had a sex change, and people were like,
I'm really a gay man. It's just...
Oh, that would be so brilliant. If that was Joe, I think I'd be like this.
That's why my voice is really deep, you know.
I would be like this. If you said that, I'd be like this. I'd probably go and then shit myself. Actually,
you know what? I was so happy today because I went to I I get annoyed sometimes where, you know, people see somebody with short hair and immediately assume you're a guy. Like, I've had it sometimes where people have referred to me as him.
Hold on. You're not a guy.
No, I'm not a guy. Last time I checked. Unless something changed. Is there any chance you're pregnant when I had the CT scan? And then you have to go through all the reasons, all the personal reasons about why there's no chance you're pregnant.
I think nothing when they rub it in.
I know, right? It's just like, rub it in a bit more, you know, like I'm not sad that I don't have like a guy and no family and stuff like that. But yeah, I've had it before where people have like assumed that I'm a guy and stuff like that, and it annoys me because I'm like, hello. But I mean, we've joked about it about like somebody who commented on one of my videos and stuff like that.
Oh, but it's the clothing you wear. Because let's be honest, you're not very revealing, are you?
No, exactly. That is it. And I do wear baggy clothes and like t-shirts and stuff. I wear male clothes, you know, which I think, you know, unfortunately it is that thing where people think if you're a woman, you're going to be wearing skimpy.
So that time we had that chat with John, someone would have said, "Oh, that's a woman."
Yeah. Because
what you were wearing. Because John was like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So, you know, it's weird how that happens.
To be fair, it has been cold here, though. That's why I've been wearing my hoodies.
Obviously, I mean, when it's cold here, I make sure wear my knickers and I make sure wear my dress, you know, and just sit there in full pattern.
But I went out to Tesco's today because
Oh.
No, shut up.
Look, man.
I know where your mind went. Because obviously I haven't been out for over a week. I mean, Donna picked up milk and stuff like that for me. But I was like, I really need to get out of the house. Except, of course, sod's law is I went out on the scooter and then it bloody tipped down, didn't it, with rain. But I was like, oh, it's chat night. I really don't feel like cooking dinner or that. I was like, oh, I'm going to go get some KFC. I really fancy KFC. So I popped in KFC, and because it had been raining and that, I'd gone out. I had this hoodie on. I had my big fit coat on, and I had my baseball cap on because of obviously it raining and, you know, like driving the scooter and stuff, and it gets in my eyes.
The question is, as a big fan of certain sports, did you have a cap on that said 69ers?
No, but it was my baseball one, so.
Because that would have been hysterical. But go carry on.
It was my Boston Red Sox hat, actually. So,
nice.
But so I actually did kind of look rather male. Not intentionally, but that was just because I was bundled up, kind of thing. Anyway, I went into KFC, and this woman actually did say, "Oh, this lady was, you know," to these other guys that were stood there. She went, "Oh, this lady's ahead was next in the line." I was like, "Oh, thank God she noticed I'm actually a woman."
Well, that was nice.
That was nice for a change that somebody actually, you know. It's funny that when I've clearly been, you know, like more feminine, if you will, you know, dressed kind of thing. Not necessarily with the V's, but, you know, like with a t-shirt and, you know, where my boobs have been like, you know, for people to then still mistake me for a guy, and yet I was bundled up and looked kind of guy-ish, and somebody actually said, you know, this lady. So that was kind of nice. So.
I had someone ask me if I was over 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I said, no, I'm 15. Because Donna just stood there and laughed because I went, no, I'm 15. I've got this big beard because I've just hit puberty. What's going on?
Oh!
What's happening?
I got a message from James. Not Jimmy James. From Gaming James. And apparently he was listening to us. So, hello, James, if you're still there.
Hello, James. How you doing?
He sent me a message earlier saying I got you got you a Christmas card, but not a present. Am I forgiven? I don't know why he might have thought that. I might be, because I said about liking to get a present, and you know, like people that don't get you a present, it's nice to get a card off them. I think that's why he thought. I didn't mean you, James, at all. I was just talking generally where people were like, you know, like when they don't get you a card, but I never like even thought about that. So, but then he was like, just if you're confused, I was listening to you and Malcolm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hope he didn't get offended. I'll have to apologise.
I doubt he did. It's only a little thing.
I definitely did not mean you, James.
But thanks for watching, James.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
I always think it's weird. You know what? I don't see the comment in the box. It always so weird because I feel I'm thanking.
Oh no, he private messaged me. Sorry.
You know? Oh no, I'm just saying it's very weird. You know, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's weird when people
they're playing Star Wars listening to us. Can you imagine? That's just that idea of, you know, like people that download podcasts and stuff like that. Like Donna listens to like the Stargate guy while she's at the gym or something. I just love this idea of people like doing random stuff and then listening to us.
My cousin does it with Babylon. You know, Kevin Smith and that.
Oh yeah.
He downloads every one of their recent ones. He listens to it like when he's walking from one place to another.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I do it with the Dean Hagland ones. So
I don't think I've ever really done it. I mean, I've listened to podcasts. I tried listening to a horror movie review podcast.
Oh yeah.
Years ago when I was living in England on my iPhone. But
yeah.
They just didn't. There was too much laughter in that about stuff that had nothing to do with the horror.
I zone out sometimes. That's my problem.
Well, it's like I've got a lot of. I ain't got one in here. A lot of wrestling shoot interviews to watch.
Yeah.
Which is basically them asked questions about their careers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like 3-4 hours long. I'll sit there and I'll be listening to them. But after time, I'm like, I can't remember what they were saying.
Yeah.
So I end up, you know, like watching it again. And then I've about 8 watches of it. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's one way to rack up somebody's listens, you know.
Exactly, you know. I mean, I watch a lot of interviews on YouTube with wrestlers because I like hearing the real them talking about their career.
Yeah, you broke up then, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I like hearing about their career. Like, for instance, Adam Cole. I'm a big fan of his. So,
right, yeah.
Someone, not Sam Roberts, it was great to listen to him, not as a heel, but talking about where he wanted the company to go with him as champion and that. It was nice.
Yeah.
You know, because I like that stuff, because I like getting to know how they feel about the company, if they've got that passion, if they haven't, you know.
Yeah.
And you can only tell that from an interview.
No, exactly.
So.
Sorry, you froze a moment again. Bloody connection is going nowhere. Yeah, no, like I said, I listen to Dean and Phil's podcast, but other than that, I don't really, because I like listening to music while I do stuff, like if I'm editing or gaming or something. But I don't have a time where I struggle to multitask. So if I'm going to listen to a podcast, I want to not be doing something else while I do it, you know, kind of thing. So I don't want to be listening to somebody talking about a subject if I'm busy working on something, because then I've got to concentrate on 2 different things at the same time. So,
well, it's like
whereas at least when you watch a video, you're seeing a visual as well as hearing it, kind of thing.
I like watching Let's Plays after I've played the game.
Yeah.
Because I like seeing how people respond to an area that I was at. Like,
yeah.
Like I read a review of Soma, and the bloke said before I bought it, which I can't believe the guy said because it's one of the most easiest games I've ever played. Right? He said there was a underwater puzzle that took him 2.5 hours to do, and when he did figure it out, he had no idea how he got it working. I did it in 5 minutes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I was like, well, what was so hard about that? All you had to do was like align the thing, connect it so it had a signal, and then call in, you know, like transport.
Oh, I've seen some. I saw this. I saw this Let's Play of, like you say, after the fact, you know, because like you say, it's not always fun to watch other people do something new either. And I was watching this Let's Play of Portal. Now, Portal's one of those games that, you know, sometimes it can be, you know, like you'll be trying to figure it out, but you'll get there in the end. And then I watched this Let's Play, and oh my God, you're just sat there going, you know, like shaking your head because you're like, why are you not? It's so obvious. And you're like, wow, if anybody had watched me do it, they'd probably be exactly the same.
Well, it's funny because I was watching a guy after I completed Soma. I watched a guy playing it.
Yeah.
The first game, sorry about it. Some people I look at and I'm just like, nope, can't watch this. It's too silly.
Yeah.
You know, I prefer a guy who's more boring so that I can see his reaction to something than the guy who's constantly going like this. Oh, he looks like salad. I hate that stuff. You know, stuff annoys the hell out of me. People love it. I mean, one guy who does this got 11 million subscribers. I mean, you know.
Yeah, with Markiplier, he just
that's him. That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure he's a nice guy in reality, but I can't stand his videos because he's just too over the top.
I was watching him do Alien Isolation, I think it was, and everything was just like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. And it's like, oh my God, you're just walking around. Now, you know, I love the tension in that game. You're like, hello. But because obviously he's acting for the camera, I just feel like it's unnecessarily, constantly over the top, you know.
You know, I tried watching him on the Soma one, and
yeah,
it's his voice as well. His voice irritates me because you can tell he's putting it on.
Yeah. It's all those faces he pulls at the camera as well when he's looking at, you know, like gurning for the camera kind of thing. Yeah.
You know, I wish I was making the money he was making though, but
oh yeah.
It just shows you though, doesn't it? But these people who act like complete idiots get money.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and I think, you know, we said about the Trinderman's PT playthrough.
Yeah.
And I think it is that thing now where people tune in for videos to watch people overreact to stuff. And it's become really cliched now.
Well, I'm going to test it.
Oh, yeah, you're going to.
Next trailer horror movie comes out, because this is Alex's idea, I'm going to do a reaction video. And I'm going to go so over the top, we're going to see how many views I get.
Really? Nice.
It's just curious, that's it. I said to him, I'm going to grab older things and throw them up the end, headbutt them. Like, let's see what happens.
But the funniest thing is if you do that, you know, the sad thing is people will say you're ripping off, say, Markiplier or PewDiePie. Yeah. That's the sad thing. It's like, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't do any of it because they'll go, I've done it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm at the point now where I'm like, nobody else in the community that's something. Right? So people are giving shout outs, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm one of those people that I don't think you should give a shout out to just anybody.
No.
You know, I believe you should give a shout out to
the underdogs.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right? When someone gives a shout out to someone who's got like 6,000 subs, I'm like, fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
Right? You know, to be honest with you, I agree with doing shout outs, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to give shout outs to people that actually matter. Right? Yeah. If I'm talking to you, I'm going to give you a shout out because we do things together. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to maybe Alex if he's doing videos because we've had connections with our videos.
Yeah.
Right? If someone gives me a shout out, that'd be nice, right? If they appreciate my work. But I don't go around looking at everybody's channels, right?
No. Yeah.
And people say to me, oh, but you need a network. Well, networking just for the sake of just being fake with people, what's the point?
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know, I see people do like 100, 200 shout out videos. Never see my name in it.
Yeah.
And it's movie community. Right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not even on this list.
I think as well, the problem is with networking. This is something like somebody said to me once, you know, how would you you know, like when you see people describe people's channels, and like some of them you can do it in a few words. Oh, they review this, that, and the other. They do skip videos or something like that. And the thing is like when you're networking, that's good if you're doing the same kind of content for a lot of, you know, a lot kind of thing, because then you go, right, this is what my channel is. But say like for me, and I know like for you as well, is we like a lot of different things, and we like to do a lot of different things related to those things, you know, like be it game, like 1 minute you'll do a let's play and then you'll do a react, or you know, like my first impressions of a game, but then I'll do an actual proper review, or then I'll do a short little review. I mean, I did it recently. I was trying to figure out what to put as my profile description on Twitter, and I ended up, I made some joke about, you know, being a geek and reviewing movies and games as a distraction, you know, and I was like, but that's not what I want to be. Not like, I mean, you know, we've talked about it in like other chats and stuff where some, you know, it's like, so what is your channel about? And it's like, I can't really peg it down, you know, in the same way like you couldn't peg your channel down to a particular thing, you know, like we said, like we're doing the banner and stuff, you want a whole lot of different things on it, because obviously you're a lot of different interests, and I think networking, when you've got so many different, like, you can't just say you're a gaming site, you're not just a movie site, you know, it's a lot more difficult to network for that, the ambiguous kind of mix of things.
Well, it's like when me and Alex were talking yesterday. He said to me, you need to make more videos. And I said to him, I said, you know what, I really don't feel like it most of the time.
No.
And he said, do you think you would if you had over 30 subscribers? And I said, yeah, I think I would. If I had people comment every time,
oh god, yeah,
you'd do more videos because you'd care about that more, right?
Yeah.
I said,
if people were making suggestions or stuff like that, you'd have a reason to,
I said, it's nice enough when your friends do it, but you want other people to do it as well. You know, because I said to him, like, if Tash comments, I'm always glad when Tash comes to my videos, right?
Yeah.
But Tash will say to me about my video anyway if I'm talking to her, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
I always hate, because I know I don't comment on your stuff enough, and it's not that I don't watch it, because you know I do, but because I talk to you about it, I'm like, but I feel like I know I need to go back and
but what I'm saying is,
stuff, because it's what drives the community sometimes.
When you've got people you don't know commenting, that always makes you feel better, because it's like, these people don't know me, they appreciate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody you're friends with can comment on your video just because they know you, you know. Which is still nice, but there's that added momentum when you get people you don't know doing it, because you're like, okay, I'm starting to get a bit of a fan base here.
Yeah.
I'm liking this, so I need to keep on doing more, you know.
Yeah.
If I had 10, 20 people comment on my videos, right, real people, not fake people, so people, please don't make fake accounts, right?
Yeah.
I'd probably be a lot happier and be able to do more reviews. If I had people who, when they looked at my update videos, actually talk to me about the films instead of going, great update, I'd do more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I hate when people put great update, or when they put
nice most generic responses,
right? Or Guardians of the Galaxy is fantastic. Why is it fantastic?
Yeah.
You know, give me something to reply to. I hate all those point thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so, what do you call it? You know, it just, you know, it makes me sound so wrong.
Yeah.
But I want, if one thing I want for YouTube is conversation. I want intellectual, like, why someone didn't like that movie.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Why wouldn't they suggest that movie? If I go, what movie should I watch next, and somebody says, let's say I pick up these two completely different films, Virgin Sacrifice and Mr. Untouchable, right? And I go, what one should I watch? And they go, Virgin Sacrifice. Why? Why should I watch that one over this one?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Tell me, because that way I've got an insight that I can talk to you about after I've watched the film.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I want.
Well, I had exactly the same, you know, it's not that the designer's not there. Like, I got plenty that I want to talk about, but like you say, it's like when I did the movie of Nights, you know, I was getting all the free views and rarely any comments. You know, then you stop and you get, say, John or Ashley saying, or James say, when are they coming back? And again, like you say, it's like they're people that you know, or like that have had interactions with us. And I'm like, that's nice that you're, but I just was not getting the views. I mean, what is the point of spending the time? And I mean, if I was getting more, like you say, if I was getting more responses from people who don't know me, and seeing giving more. I mean, I had a couple of people that were like every now and then giving decent, like, I mean, like you did on like a good number of them, like when you give an in-depth like talk about it, like, whether you agree with it or not, it's but when people don't respond or that, or you see the low figures, and it's all right if, I mean, as I said, like about that situation, it became a chore. And I didn't want it to be a chore. But if you've got people that are actually showing interest in them, you don't mind it being a chore so much because you feel like you're playing to the crowd, kind of thing.
Well, it's like I said today. So I've been on YouTube now for 2.5 years. I should have more than 185 subscribers.
Yeah. Well, that's an amazing number.
It's a decent number, but no one comments on my videos.
No, exactly.
Right. And people may go, oh, you sound really bad. But if you're in that position, right, what would make, it's like an artist. If an artist paints and nobody appreciates it, then it's not good to them.
My Black Friday X-Files haul, where I showed off the stuff, got it out of packaging, it had 4 likes, 3 dislikes. Nobody said why they disliked it.
Well, I can tell you, I disliked it. And I'll tell you why. Because the thermostat thing looked like it was a dildo in your hand, on the picture.
It did. I need to do a better picture for
I think I liked it. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the likes.
But I'm just saying, nobody says why they do or don't like it, if you know what I mean. I mean, I had a couple of comments, but I'm just saying.
I cannot like someone holding it like this.
But I mean, fine. It wasn't that long a video considering how much I had to unbox. But I want to know why people don't like it. If you don't, I want that interaction. I mean, then you've got the flip side of what happened with the Blu-ray unboxing, where people mistook me for what I was trying to get at. But and I think that's one of those things that made me realize that with like big watch videos, you're gonna get a lot of those kind of.
I think the last comment I really got on a video was my 2015 TV collection. Right? Yeah. But the person they tried watching an old video, but they couldn't because the music in the background, and there was no music in the background. And
you said that.
And they'd stop at John Adams, even though I didn't own that set.
Yeah.
So obviously it was somebody trying to get me to respond to that.
Yeah.
Which obviously I did, because I was like, oh, well, that's a waste of time. I'm not going to go, oh, that wasn't in there, because it wasn't. And obviously if the person was watching, they know that. So why would they say it? But
I hate when people comment just to promote themselves.
Yeah, me too. And that's what a lot of people network do.
Yeah.
I get annoyed with these people that go, oh, this person's a great YouTuber, they really care about us. They don't. The reason they come on your videos is because they're trying to get limelight from you.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when they have to brag about on their channel.
Yeah.
Things like irritate me. People may say to me, oh, you're cynical, you're this, what do you call it, you don't like this, you don't like that. I'm just realistic. I don't, if I'm going to give shouts to people, I'm going to give shouts to people that, one, I know are decent people.
Yeah.
2, who haven't got thousands of subscribers because they don't fucking need it.
Yeah.
Right? And people who I really feel like deserve a break as well.
Yeah.
And sadly, you never see that. Brendan Mitchell gave a shout the other day to 2 kids. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He started to watch them Blu-ray hunt and he thought they were hysterical. Right? I watched their video and they were quite funny. Right?
Yeah.
But it makes me laugh because Brendan Mitchell gives a shout to maybe one person every 4 or 5 months. Right? If I was in the position of 25,000 subscribers, I'd be giving shouts to people who I think deserve it.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what YouTube's about, giving back to the community. But everybody's scared about people taking their spot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm sure PewDiePie, if something happened to him, you'd have people jumping at that spot.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, it's life. It's everything. We're all cutthroat.
Yeah.
You know, but we better start saying our bye soon.
I know. Time just disappears.
We did. Did you want to say anything before we did?
I guess. Yeah. No. I want to thank everybody for watching. It was so nice to see Donna turn up. She said that she'd be watching but might turn up late. I'm sorry to see that Ashley or Alex or
yeah, it's
even
funny
Luke hasn't been around for.
It's funny because Alex told me yesterday he was going to watch today, right?
Yeah.
And Ashley sent me a message saying he was going to mention his French stick to you again, right? And yeah, I bet he does it after the chat. I think he's too scared to do it in the chat.
Yeah, I know, right. He doesn't want to see my reaction.
It's all mouth, he is.
I didn't get that. Why he's going? What was the French stick thing about?
The whole thing. Do you want to taste my French stick? Is doing innuendo about his thing.
Yeah, I gathered that, but I didn't know where it came from.
The French stick thing is because when I first met him, I said he looked French.
Okay.
So now he always goes on about bonjour and goes on about French sticks up people's bums and stuff.
Oh dear.
It's very what do you call it? It's very like.
Coming on to you.
I think that's it. But nearly every man I know does for some reason.
But it was sad to see that Last Avenger and that didn't make it, or Ashley, or
Little
Alex,
John.
or that. But, yeah. Yeah. No. Thanks though to Donna and to the Jameses, and to anybody that tunes in after the fact. Happy New Year, everybody. Again, sorry I wasn't around last week for there to be a chat, but hopefully we can get back on our regular torturing the world with our geekery and being listened to while people are gaming. Really, really heartfelt well wishes to Big John.
Big John, you mean Little John?
Little John, sorry. Sorry.
I know, yeah, could you imagine if Big John turned up and was like, "What's that about?"
Yeah, well, wait, I'm not well. What the fuck? I'm sorry. We've got Big John, Little John, and Punk John.
No, we've got Big John, Little John, Punk John, and Calvert John.
Yeah, I know. There's just too many Johns. Too many Jameses. Too many Johns. It's just like
forgot the 4 Johnnies.
Too many Donnas. It's like
Everywhere,
we like to attract all the same name people. It's just.
It's so weird.
The only Malcolm I know, so it's
so weird because whenever I talk about your Donna, it's so weird because when I say Donna, it's like I think straight away my wife.
Yeah.
So it's so weird, you know. It's
yeah.
My whole family's full of Malcolms.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But no, big well wishes to Little John. I hope to see him up and about again soon. Thank you so much to the awesome Malcolm, as always, for his awesome hostery. But I hope everybody takes care, has a great week, and please subscribe to both of us if you haven't already. Why you haven't subscribed to Malcolm yet, I don't know, but please do it. And look forward to next week.
Okay, guys. Well,
and it's over to you. Sorry.
Thanks. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank James and Donna.
And Stacey. Sorry.
Oh, and Stacey. Yeah. I think that's the thing. Sometimes you forget, do you? Because when somebody's watching something else, you forget sometimes.
Yeah.
So thank you to Stacey as well. I want to thank everybody who's watching. Everybody watches after the fact. Again, as Tash said, please comment. Please leave a like down below. And please, if you do dislike, tell us why, even if it's for very funny reasons.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, you don't like me going like this. whatever. Right? At least put it down there, you know.
I can just imagine a Funko of that with you with that look.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Right? If you don't like me looking in the mirror and going,
oh yeah,
right, there you go. Right, then let me know down below. But as always, I want to thank Tash for being a great co-host with me. Glad you're back. Glad you're doing better. It was a tough time there for a while, you know, with a concussion and that. You were missed, and hopefully little John will be all right as well. So,
fingers crossed. Yeah,
I can't believe it. Both the people who tested were both ill. You know, it was like, what the hell?
You're making us all sick, Malcolm. It's just.
I was getting desperate for a while. Almost went back to doing a chat with someone. Ooh.
Oh, desperate times, desperate measures.
Desperate times. You watch, I'll get messed with that. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? But anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Tash. Please subscribe to Tash down below. And it's in the About section. If you don't know by now, obviously you can just type in Sketchney anyway, and you'll get Sketchy's vlogs about weird sex things. And no, that isn't Tash, that's someone else. But check them out as well because they're so weird. Because when I watch them, and I always put your face on the person instead. You know, like in my mind, so I'm like, this is vlogs. I like it. Right? So yeah, as always, guys, please subscribe. Join us next week for another fun-filled episode of our chat. Number 56. We're working our way to 100. It's getting incredible. It's getting amazing. We'll be at 200 before we know it. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a lovely day. Sayonara. And remember, when you've got 2 small potatoes, make sure you get ginormous carrot.